This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Thank God it's Friday. Monday's a brand new start. Wednesday, you're halfway home, and Thursday, the weekend's not far. Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday? Nothing, not a damn thing. Tuesday bites, Tuesday sucks, Tuesday blows, go away. Tuesday's crap, Tuesday's lame, Tuesday's dumb, go away. Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. But what can you say about Tuesday? Nothing.
Why are you up so early?
Why are you up so early?
Early bird gets the worm. And also,
Going to be a terrific show.
Tuesday morning show.
It's a terrific Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's terrific.
What's terrific?
My favorite show.
Favorite show.
Terrific. That's just terrific.
This is just terrific.
Terrific Tuesday.
Let's get ready for showtime.
Wake up, El Paso. Buzz Adams is back. Only on 95.5 The Q. So much. Good morning and welcome back from Labor Day weekend, everybody. Hope you had a great Labor Day. Maybe the weather didn't cooperate with you completely. Good morning, Joanna Barbo.
Oh, good morning, Buzz Adams.
This is the first time we really had what you'd call a gully washer in a long time. When's the last time it did even? Yeah, gully washer. That's what they call it.
Okay.
It's a scientific term, of course.
I see.
When's the last time it rained as hard? Or did it not rain as hard where you were?
No, it rained.
It was buckets.
It
buckets
poured.
of rain. Yesterday, right?
Yes.
And we got a lot on Saturday as well. On Sunday, rather.
Yes.
No, Saturday.
No, wait.
Saturday,
I know.
we definitely got
Our
a ton
days
of
are a
rain.
little mixed up.
What's today? Today's
It's Tuesday.
And
Everybody?
it's September 3rd?
It is Tuesday, September 3rd. Good morning.
Come on, clear the cobwebs out already. Why don't we start things off by taking a look at El Paso weather after, we don't get a full-on, heavy downpour every single year.
Yeah.
Say this is the biggest one in 4 or 5 years, anyway. This is the Golfers Forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com. And checking out our forecast. It looks mostly free of rain. There might be a bump or two here of some rain. Not much, though. Not seeing much in the way of rain, which is a good thing because I have a bunch of clothes and towels that got left out on the back patio that have to sun dry at some point.
Buzz.
You should always pick up after yourself, right?
Yeah.
For today, partly cloudy. This is really going to cool things off nicely. This week, we might have the rain moving on. Might even be a little humid, but at least the temperatures are going to be down by about 20 degrees. 84 for today's high temperature, all right?
So nice.
Tomorrow, sunny, mostly sunshine, 88 for the high temperature. Sunny on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Look at it, mostly sunshine, mid to upper 80s is what we're going to call it for high temperatures. That really works out for golf as well. So I'll give every day at least an A and some A pluses there on the Golfers Forecast. Brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Set up your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com, or call them on the Pro Shop. That number is 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Pretty low-key Labor Day. Did you guys cook anything special?
No, but I went out to the bazaar, the kermesse, if you will.
Uh-huh. Is that the one
So-
the church puts on?
Yeah.
How was that?
I just spent a bunch of money on food.
What,
It was great.
is that what that bazaar is all about? Just food and stuff?
Food and music, and there's games. It's like a fair,
Oh, okay. Rides?
like a carnival. No rides,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah,
All right.
tons of fun.
All right.
Shout out to all the listeners that said hello to me.
Oh.
It was nice.
You were recognized at the fair?
at the church bazaar.
At the
Yeah,
church bazaar. Boy, that's got to make you feel like you got to end with the big guy, huh?
I know, right?
Let's see. We're going to announce the winner for August coming up. I see wait a minute. And I'm looking at the thing. I see everything except the winner's name and a way to get a hold of them.
Great.
Please,
Wait,
there's the
I'm
August prize winner. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong.
I have so many emails. What the
Yeah,
hell?
right. After a 3-day weekend,
Okay,
the emails
here
from over the
is
weekend really
the-
stack up. You got the winner's name?
Oh, yeah. You just got to scroll down.
Oh.
It's at the bottom.
All right. I'm not going to say it now. I'm going to save it. But from everybody who was a daily winner during the month of August, you are in the running. This could be your name, and you win the autographed Phantom and guitar. Comes from Hagstrom, and it's courtesy of Concord Records, and it's autographed by Tobias Forge of Ghost. So we're going to draw from all of our daily winners throughout the entire month of August and come up with a winner in a couple hours. We'll have that on the way. Joanna Barba is going to have our Hollywood Cheese May coming up later. Joanna, a little preview, please, of what's on the Cheese May today.
Ian McKellen has revealed that producers better be quick if they want him to return as Gandalf in the new Lord of the Rings movies that will be produced by Peter Jackson. I'll let you know what else he said in entertainment news.
Huh. Be quick because
He says,
he's going to croak.
Better be quick, yeah.
Think back to the very first Lord of the Rings, okay?
Okay.
And
Okay. I was
Ian,
like,
what's his name? Ian McKellen. McKellen looked like he was a 500-year-old wizard already. Did they make him look older in that, or is that how old he looked? Because it's hard to believe a
think they
guy
made
that
him
looks
look
that old would be alive still.
right? Yeah, no, he looked pretty old then. That was
They
in
must have-
2001.
You think they olded him up?
I
with
think they
makeup
olded
and
him
stuff?
up at the time, yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit about football. We're going to be carrying the first three, including the one that just passed. And we've got mud stomped by the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
The Cornhuskers?
I don't know if we even covered the spread, to tell you the truth. I walked out in disgust at halftime. Well, I was watching it with friends at a bar or restaurant. So about a half of that, which that single half of minor football seemed to last longer than most movies I've seen. I'm not kidding. This thing went 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Just the first half. Due to our obligation to UTEP football, Ultimate Metallica will air in its entirety at a special time this Saturday. So we'll be carrying this coming Saturday's UTEP football game. That's our home opener. We'll air it in its entirety Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. and join Loudwire Nights in Progress after the UTEP football broadcast. The UTEP Miners home opener will air on KLAQ live from the Sun Bowl, starting with the pregame show 6 o'clock
All
this
right.
Saturday. So we're looking forward to that. In addition, because of the Dallas Cowboys 2024 regular season opener, they're away at Cleveland. It starts on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. There will be no Q connected this week because of Cowboys football on the air. Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. Ooh,
Yeah, we'll work on it.
yeah. That's without any practice. I know it's hard to believe, but that's without any practice. Here we go. Here it goes. Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football. So, minor football on the queue on Saturday. Dallas Cowboys on the queue Sunday. And good morning, Nico Ajimian, who has entered the squared circle.
What's up?
How was your weekend?
Oh,
Sorry
man.
I didn't make it out on Friday.
Exhausting, man. I just worked every day.
Doing open mics and stuff. What did you do?
I had the shows and a remote on Friday, then a remote on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I worked yesterday. You know?
You did?
Yeah, I was the only one in.
He was in the morning.
Physically, you were here.
I was the only one.
And with you being the only one here, whatever it was, got on the air at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Or did you voice track? You lying dog. You son of a bucktooth Navy soldier. Whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't work yesterday. You didn't even come closer to this building.
It's
where
funny.
You live.
But he voice tracked so that I didn't have
Yeah,
to.
I
It's not like you were in
I
work
sacrifice-
Yeah, right. Whatever.
No, but it is funny because people were like messaging me
What are
requests.
you doing working today?
They were like, "Can we hear this?" And I was like, "Even if I was there, no, I probably wouldn't be able to."
All right, we've got a lot coming up, including today and sound clips on the way here in just a few moments. It is Tuesday, everybody. Let's just check that off. Go down our checklist. Yesterday was Monday. We had it off, so today's Tuesday, and it's a brand new month. It's September 3rd.
The Daily Calendar. September 3rd. You don't have to be the Big Lebowski to know it's Bowling League Day, and it's not on the Shabbos. Bowling has been traced back to ancient Egyptians in, like, Ohio or somewhere. Oddly, the day after Labor Day has the most telephone calls, so it's called Telephone Tuesday. But I'd rather you text. And it's Welsh Rarebit Day, and while rarebit means rabbit, there's no rabbit involved. It's just cheese and toast. And that's your daily calendar.
Artist interviews, new music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
Plus, download the savings, inspiration, and more today at Macy's.
Broadcasting in El Paso to El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
All right. I'm going to have to take some time to clear out all of the liners for mattress store remotes over the Labor Day weekend. Going to have a stack as big as the Anthony, Texas phone book, probably, by the time I'm done. Did Rebecca do all this with the Halloween decorations in here?
She did,
Wow.
yeah.
She put in a couple hours worth of work, it looks like.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
It looks amazing.
So we've got a skeleton that we've named Nico. That way, no matter how late Nico is, Nico will always be here on time.
At least Nico's presence will be here, you know?
Well, I love his body.
We need to somehow, you'd love to get in that kind of beach body shape, wouldn't you?
Oh, we would. Just don't point me out.
We need to shave that skull's head so it'll be as bald as Nico, however.
Wait, you know,
Made Joanna laugh.
well, I mean, that's like saying you made a child laugh or
Hey.
a dog, a puppy. I was going to say a puppy giggle. Yeah.
Puppies don't giggle.
Yeah, they do. People came up to me at all my remotes and were like, Buzz is full of crap. And I was like, yeah, it's easy to lie on the radio about stuff.
what? Are we going back to the hair thing?
Yeah.
You're going to claim that when people see you in person, they're like, you got plenty of hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Joanna,
Yes?
it's not like I look like that.
Not yet. No.
That's a skull.
That's the point. Not yet. People come up and they're like,
Actually, yeah, no, Buzz does exaggerate a lot.
yeah, Buzz.
Nico does have some hair.
People are like, Buzz makes you sound like completely bald. And I was
I
like,
have
yeah.
gotten that too, where people are like, "Is he really that bald?" And I'm all, "No, he's not
No,
that bald."
he has just enough to make it tragic.
It's just alarming.
No
because
laugh
of
there.
how
You hear
young
that?
You are.
Silence.
You know what I mean?
Silence.
Like if you were fully bald, like completely bald, that's one thing. But you've got enough that lets the world know you're still holding out hope for like a miracle drug or something, or some kind of magical salve, an ointment or tincture. Yeah.
All right, fine. You got one from her. After you kept talking, after you just kept talking long enough for her.
Who knows? They could cure cancer tomorrow. baldness can't be far behind. Anything? Are you just completely beaten
He's
down?
not that bald.
Oh, I mean, they already have the cure for
baldness,
for fatness. You haven't gotten that cure yet.
I saw Nico's dog over the weekend.
What? How come?
Because I was going to that bazaar.
And Nico was there?
Apparently, Nico's parents live in the area.
Like right next door. Yeah.
And then, so I see the dog first, and I don't want to sound weird or anything, but I feel like Jack recognized me.
Jack saw you?
But I didn't want to be like, Jack, and then like followed by, oh, and Mr. Jimmy.
You should have. You would have loved it.
Was it Nico's dad out for a
It was
walk?
his dad, yeah. I'm all like, that dog looks familiar.
Well,
Yeah.
they put up.
He got taken by Parent Protective Services. I only get to see him one day a
And
week.
I just kept making eye contact, and I'm like, yes, I know you.
So Rebecca would have done all this work for nothing if we didn't tell you that the haunted houses of terror
Yes,
are
there's a
coming
reason
back.
they're up. Those decorations are
To
up.
remind us to talk about the haunted houses
Makes
of terror.
sense.
El Paso's longest running haunted house is opening September 20th with 2 locations at 13900 Montana Boulevard and 2155 Joe Battle. So there are going to be 2 haunted houses of terror this year, twice the terror, twice the screams. Ooh. We need twice the cast. There's going to be a casting call this Thursday. That's September 5th, day after tomorrow. If you want to be in the cast, it pays. I didn't say it pays well, but I don't know what it pays, but it pays. And the meeting is going to be at 6 o'clock at Desert Warriors Paintball at 13900 Montana Avenue. Give you a number to call for more information if you want to. It is fun. Joanna, have you ever done it, gone in and dressed up and scared people?
I've not scared
I used
people,
to do
no.
it almost every.
Really?
I did it once a year at least, and it is so much fun.
Cool.
But there's so much screaming, you lose your voice, though. So, again, casting call for the KLAQ Haunted Houses of Terror this Thursday, 6 p.m. at Desert Warriors Paintball, 13900 Montana. And here's that number to call for more information. It's 915-502-3968. I'll give it again here in just a second. The Haunted Houses of Terror are proudly produced and managed by Desert Warriors Paintball. And the number to call them, if you want to be one of the employees at the haunted houses, 915-502-3968. Hey, if you've ever been turned down for a job before because you're too creepy or people are scared of you or you're extremely unattractive, those things work in your favor for this house.
Interesting pitch.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Hey, Fuggos.
I'm sorry, Igor. We just don't see you as office material.
We want you.
The more effed
And
up
your
looking, the
humps.
better. Yeah, and your humps. All right. We're going to get into our first news segment of the morning. It's Today in Sound Clips. Today in... No, hold on. I got it.
And now, Today in Sound Clips.
All the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities. Don't know if you guys plugged into the news any over the weekend.
Nope.
Harris put out a thing saying it was disgraceful that Trump went to Arlington Cemetery and had an altercation with the Arlington Cemetery. Well, he didn't. Some of the people in his entourage had an altercation. Now, somehow the Republicans were out on Sunday and Monday going on the talk show to somehow make it like it's Biden's fault that scuffle happened, or at least try and reframe it. Tom Cotton was on it.
How is it Biden's fault?
That he was invited to go, and you're the one who's the dick because you didn't even go.
I guess
As opposed to, having the Army write a letter defending this employee, saying that she was just doing her job and that the Trump behavior was way out of line, or his entourage. Senator Tom Cotton, Republican, was on with Kristen Welker, Meet the Press on Sunday. Repeating that the family members of the fallen service members had asked President Donald Trump, but he also throws out that they had asked Biden and Harris to show up as
They
well.
don't get to go to the beach on Labor Day. They don't get to have barbecues. This is their one chance to have a memory of their children, to commemorate their service and to honor their sacrifice. They wanted President Trump there. They wanted to take those photos.
Yeah, but they don't get to decide. That's the most important thing people don't realize is those families.
They don't suspend the rules for the families. The families could have taken their own photographs there and not made an election ad out of them. And
Absolutely.
They would have been okay.
Right.
Right. Please do not try and turn this around to call out Donald Trump's bumfuckery that we also have to take it out on the family of the fallen. Not the case at all. Cotton says that Biden and Harris were both invited and they didn't even bother to show.
You know who the family's also invited? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Where were they? Joe Biden was sitting at a beach. Kamala Harris was sitting at her mansion in Washington, D.C. She was 4 miles away, 10 minutes. She could have gone to the cemetery and honored the sacrifice of those young men and women.
Apparently, the latest information is that Biden nor Harris received an invitation from the families to be there at Arlington.
Oh, so he just lied.
Is it a lie if you don't know you're wrong? I mean, how much is it a lie? Or if you repeat something you heard because you believed it, is that lying?
Yes. No,
Okay.
I don't know. That's a philosophical question.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find a little more details on this. Because apparently that was not the case. There was no invitation. A White House official, aide to Harris, reportedly told NBC News that neither President Biden nor Vice President Harris were invited. I mean, what were they going to do? Show up on the same day that Trump and his entourage were going to be there?
Right.
The U.S. has seized a presidential plane. It's a plane belonging to President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela. It was seized by the U.S. Justice Department yesterday in the Dominican Republic. The plane was taken to Florida after it was seized, with the Justice Department saying in a statement that the jet was exported from Florida in violation of U.S. sanctions against Venezuela. Maduro claimed victory in his reelection campaign in June, leading the U.S. to recognize Maduro's opponent as the winner and rejecting Maduro's claim. Do you follow all that? Maduro, we say lost. He says they won. And they're in office anyway, but we got their plane, I guess. Homeland Security Special Agent Anthony Salisbury said that at the Florida airport where the plane belonging to Maduro was seized, there were legal problems with that plane.
We seized this aircraft in violation of U.S. sanctions and other criminal matters that we're looking at with this aircraft.
The Department of Homeland Security says that associates of Nicolas Maduro purchased the jet from a South Florida company for $13 million in late 2022 and early 2023. They said it was then shipped to the Caribbean and then on to Venezuela.
Today's actions is just a testament to show that HSI, as the principal investigative arm of Homeland Security, we have the expertise, we have the reach, and we have the global partnerships in order to effect change against anybody, including powerful government heads who think they're untouchable.
Let's see. The mayor of Naples, Florida, was arrested for DUI and during the arrest denied that she was the mayor of Naples, Florida.
I'm not the mayor.
No, it's not me.
Body cam captures her failing a sobriety test after she hit somebody's mailbox. Naples, Florida Mayor Teresa Heitman was pulled over. This, I guess, happened last Wednesday night. A couple called 911 and reported that she had followed them home and then drove over their mailbox. Dashcam footage shows officers interacting with the Heitman, calling her mayor, and Heitman denying, much as Peter denied our Lord Christ, that she is the mayor of Naples, Florida.
Oh, don't call me mayor. Okay. I am Teresa Heitman right now. Okay. I am not the mayor.
She's saying, I'm Teresa Heitman now. I'm not the mayor, because the mayor would never drink and drive.
Right. So let's separate those two things. The mayor is respectable.
Right.
Teresa Heitman is drunk as hell right now.
Yeah, she said, I'm not the mayor right now. She claimed the couple cut her off in traffic. She claimed she only had one glass of wine, but she failed the sobriety test, and her breath test showed she was over the legal limit for Florida. She was arrested and released on $500 bond. All right. Kind of a crazy story there. Have you followed this story at all, Joanna, about one of the Dancing with the Stars dancers?
No. What happened?
Maybe I have.
Nico, have you followed the story about the Dancing with the Stars dancer who was arrested for domestic violence?
Oh,
incident?
snap.
No, I haven't.
Well, wait until you hear who he's married to, okay?
Okay.
Dancing with the Stars professional dancer Artem Chingvinstev was arrested on suspicion of domestic battery in Napa, California. Police responded to a call before 10 a.m. and said that physical injuries were involved. The victim had requested total confidentiality and thus has not been identified. But Artem is married to Nikki Garcia. Does that mean anything to you, Joanna?
No.
Nikki Bella, her other name?
Okay.
One half of the Bella twins from WWE. No?
No.
One of them, I think, married, I don't know, some other wrestler. You don't know who the Bella twins are?
No.
I barely do.
Okay.
So here is some of the 911 call.
What if I knew who they were?
You know who the Bella twins are?
No.
Lisa was a big fan of the. She would bring up the Bella twins every now and then.
Oh, okay.
The two
now that
hot
I'm
wrestling
seeing these
twins.
Pictures. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, knowing wrestling, they're probably not even blood related, but nonetheless.
Domestic violence with her?
Who domestic violence who?
Oh my God.
Radio dispatch has confirmed, though, that Artem, the dancer, called 911, and it was he that requested medical assistance. He then called back and tried to call off the emergency medical request. He told dispatch that his wife threw some shoes at him.
This came in as the RP requesting medical, but now the RP stating he got into an argument with his wife, and his wife threw shoes at the RP. There is a child on scene.
Oh, we got a thrower. We got somebody like Joanna. You know Joanna will throw things at you.
I'm a thrower.
Fortunately, I haven't experienced that. I have not had anything thrown at me by Joanna.
I had a pencil thrown at me like she was David Letterman.
I got quite a few sports stories from over the weekend. But I have a tip from a real kindergarten teacher, okay?
Okay.
A kindergarten teacher in Illinois is going viral after politely suggesting parents not send this for children's birthdays.
Parents, I love to celebrate birthdays in my classroom. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but please don't bring cupcakes. These make a ginormous mess, and the kids honestly don't eat them. Frosting gets all over. Bring cookies. The kids love them. They have sprinkles, and they eat them. Donuts is also a great one. Another idea is I had a student bring in these ice cream cups, and we put little sprinkles on there. It was so fun for them, and it wasn't messy. Another, go in the Little Debbie aisle. Get any one of these Little Debbie snacks. Cosmic brownies are also always a favorite in my room.
Cosmic brownies.
I can go for some of that. Police in Louisville, Kentucky are looking for a serial porch. Fill in the next word. It starts with P. Porch.
Pirate.
Wrong. Porch
Okay.
pooper.
Oh, wrong.
My
piece.
second guess.
The porch pooper targets the same house every time. Here's the owner of the house talking about discovering he had a porch pooper.
Tuesday morning, I went out to my front porch and noticed this, what I thought was a cat poop, and it turned out to be a person. I have no idea. We're good neighbors. We keep to ourselves. We behave ourselves, and I can't imagine that somebody would want to do some kind of retribution. I'm relieved that he's not violent or he's not trying to force entry. He's just doing his deed.
Oh, my.
At least he's staying outside, yeah. I guess.
Maybe the pooper is a house guest.
The silver lining.
Do you remember the story last week about the 4-year-old boy who knocked over a 3,000-year-old Bronze Age vase and it broke?
Yeah, because the museum is all about allowing visitors a very up-close look at ancient...
There's no barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a silly thing, too.
Okay, if you're going to let patrons of your museum get up so up close and personal, maybe you ought to have a no kids
age limit, right?
Yeah, no kids under this certain age policy. But Ariel Geller is the 4-year-old. His family was invited back to the Haifa Hecht Museum in Israel. A few days after the 4-year-old smashed a rare 3,500-year-old Bronze Age jar. It was an accident, and that's why the museum says they're not mad. They're
just disappointed.
Here's Eric. They don't even sound like that. It sounds like they invited him back out and showed him a good time. Here is the little boy's mom talking about how the jar got broke.
I told Ariel, come here. The next thing I know, it's a very big boom. Of course, it's my fault. I should have given him a hand. But it was just a distraction of a second.
Okay.
In golf, Scotty Scheffler won the FedEx Cup title. They kind of keep points, and this is kind of like the Super Bowl of the golf year, I guess.
Okay.
Scotty Scheffler, here's the call as he wins the FedEx Cup title.
One of the all-time seasons for Scotty Scheffler. Takes it all.
Somebody told me we were watching, well, it was on one of the screens. All the screens were on UTEP in Nebraska. Hey, give me a final. I did not stick it out until the final of UTEP, Nebraska. Can you just give me a final score on that?
Oh, this is...
It got in football. It got into mud stomping territory there by the halftime. But
it was 7-40.
So we didn't come close to covering the spread. It's 29.5 point.
We got a we got
were tied at the end. We were tied at the end of one quarter, and then that was it.
That was.
And that's it.
In one quarter, Nebraska made 23 points.
I guess somebody told me the cop in Louisville, Kentucky, that arrested Scotty Scheffler. Do you remember? He said that he hit him with his car and tried to peel off. And anyway, they arrested Scotty Scheffler and booked him into jail on his way to winning the U.S. Open, I guess. They said that cop has been fired for stealing on the job.
What?
Well, yeah, I think they arrested a suspect who had $14,000, and when it was time to give him his money back, it was $10,000. The guy's like, "Where's my other $4,000, man?"
I fell.
So they fired the cop that. So I've got to assume the guy's just a liar, right?
Yeah.
He lied about Scotty Scheffler trying to run him over. And in college football, FSU loses again. Remember, FSU last year came so close to getting into the college playoff, but they didn't. And the attorney general of the state of Florida threatened to get involved because they put Florida in. They put Alabama, but they didn't put Florida State, and they had the same record. Okay? They're 0-2 to start the season. And they fell to Boston College. Florida State, which it looked like was teeing up to have a pretty decent season, is now 0-2, and they lost to an unranked opponent.
As Bill O'Brien's era at Boston College begins with a win against a ranked opponent for BC for the first time in an opener since 1976.
And LSU lost to USC 27-20. You know who wasn't happy after that? LSU coach Brian Kelly, who slammed the table.
We had some guys played their butts off tonight, and we're sitting here again. We're sitting here again talking about the same things, about not finishing when you have an opponent in a position to put them away. But what we're doing on the sideline is feeling like the game's over. And I'm so angry about it that I got to do something about it. I'm not doing a good enough job as a coach.
All right. Your school may agree with you soon.
Hot dog! Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Now we got ears, it's time for cheers. Hot dog, no problem solved. Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Did either one of you watch anything about the hot dog eating showdown yesterday between Joey Chestnut? Huh?
I forgot about it.
So you don't know anything about what happened?
No.
Well, I
They
can tell
ate
you.
a bunch of hot dogs.
Yes, but one of the competitors really put an exclamation, like really beat the other guy. So do you think it was Joey Chestnut or Kobayashi? You think Kobayashi fooled everybody?
Yes.
It was Joey Chestnut.
Oh, dang.
Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi went head-to-head yesterday in Las Vegas for the live Netflix special Chestnut versus Kobayashi Unfinished Beef. Here is Rob Riggle announcing the exciting conclusion.
With a total score of 83 hot dogs eaten, the winner of the first ever Netflix Unfinished Beef Hot Dog Competition and new world record holder, it's Joey Chestnut!
He crushed him. Chestnut ate 83 hot dogs to Kobayashi's 66, all in 10 minutes time. And Joey Chestnut beat his own personal record of 76 hot dogs.
He beat himself.
Yeah. And he took home the $100,000 prize. Kobayashi has announced his retirement earlier this year, so supposedly this is going to be his last hurrah.
Hot dog!
That's what they're saying anyway.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Yes, another first world problem explained to a third world citizen.
This makes no sense. Hey, I just got back from the county fair. Man, have you ever seen a hot dog eating contest? No, what is this you speak of? Oh, it's awesome. These competitive eaters, they can eat like 69 hot dogs in just a couple minutes, and then they compete around the country. Do you have anything like that? Sometimes we are challenged to see how long we can go without food. Well, you're lucky because, at least you won't end up with a big bloated belly. Actually, we still get a bloated belly. How? Now I'm confused. Because you are completely ignorant. What?
Shoot-fly. Yes, another first world problem explained to a third world citizen.
This makes no sense.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Oh, what guac? Mr. Please give in to the guacamole bacon burger. Only at Carl's Jr. Bay Burger!
Get burger. Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vias, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Do you know what day it is?
It's Tuesday here. What day is it there?
Day after Labor Day.
You know what that means?
Please, tell me.
It's Telephone Tuesday.
Huh. Didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Oh, my God. Who do we have to thank for this?
Alexander Graham Bell, inventor of the telephone.
Who you gonna call?
Who you gonna call?
Happy Telephone Tuesday.
It's showtime.
Yeah, we're going to get to the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events coming up here in just a few minutes.
I was like, why is Lady Gaga playing in the background? Oh, I get it.
Telephone. I don't know. Is this a song about telephone?
It is telephone, yeah.
Is this Sia or Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga.
Oh, my God.
Nico thought the Jack Pocket was a hilarious concept, and we were just trying to come up with ideas of what the Jack Pocket could be.
I call my wife the Jack Pocket.
Yeah.
Stop.
You see, according to Urban Dictionary, a Jack Pocket is when you take a Hot Pocket, you
core it out.
Core out all the filling, and then you got a perfect Jack Pocket. Today is Telephone Tuesday. The Tuesday after Labor Day is supposedly the day businesses get the most phone calls all year.
Hey,
partly because everyone's open again after a long weekend, but there are other holidays. Back in school, Telephone Tuesday is a loose business observation, kind of a distant cousin of Black Friday, it says. All right, so happy Telephone Tuesday.
I was, so I'm listening to I guess you could call it a biography of electricity and like the development of radio and telephone and, anyways.
Okay.
So,
does it go as far back as Benjamin Franklin, or does it pick up
does.
after that? Okay.
No, it does. But Alexander Graham Bell, sneaky little man, he kind of stole from another guy.
Tesla.
No, this
Westinghouse.
This guy named something Gray. We haven't heard about him because after he came up with stuff and was supposed to get his patent first, and Alexander Graham Bell had a friend in the patents office who let him come into the patent office, see the other guy's patent, and then learn how he did his version. I swear to God.
Oh, yeah. They have like a whole episode of Big Bang Theory on that.
Yeah, and then he just includes the stuff that he didn't have in his patent and gets his approved first. Oh, and then they backdate his patent to come out first.
At one point, they tell Sheldon, "You are Alexander Graham Bell," and he gets all offended.
So this guy Gray, who really came up with it, got so sad after this that he quit science.
He just quit science.
Well, you just don't hear about him anymore. He's just like, well.
Yeah, well.
Apparently, Alexander Graham Bell was an inventor and a pioneering
absolutely.
scientist.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he wasn't willing to cut some corners, and I guess he cheated a few people, and he electrocuted an elephant.
No, that's Edison.
Oh, that's Edison. Okay, never mind. I take back everything. What did
Edison was in the DC-AC war.
So who are we talking about?
We're talking about Alexander Graham Bell.
Alexander Graham Bell. All right. Kind of actually thought they were the same person, like a Bruce Wayne and Batman situation. This could be interesting. I forgot. Lisa's not here. You guys don't. You might care. George R.R. Martin says he's got some tea to spill about House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't like some of the creative changes they've made to his.
Like, what's the biggest change?
I actually don't know.
I thought you were watching House.
I'm watching House of the Dragon. I didn't read the books,
but you watched.
To somebody who hadn't read the books, it seems awesome. I love the show so far, but I guess they have taken some creative liberties.
Oasis daily streams have quadrupled since they announced that they're reuniting.
Okay.
On
Are
Friday,
you just
I had
taking all my entertainment stories.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no, I won't say anything else.
No, continue.
Do you have anything about Coolio?
Did you have anything about Coolio?
No.
Coolio died a few years ago, man. Let's go ahead and get to our Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events. This is going to be an expanded calendar because it's a brand new month to us. So,
welcome to
September, everybody. Today is Backpack Safety Month, Classical Music Month.
Oh,
Happy Healthy Cat Month.
What is Backpack Healthy Month?
Backpack Safety. I think they found that like kids who are required to carry all their books in a bag, because they don't have lockers or whatever, that some of the little kids that it can cause injuries. Because the backpacks are so much bigger than they are.
I was one of those kids.
I'm not surprised.
That in high school, I carried almost every book in my backpack that I ended up with scoliosis.
Now you're making fun of it.
I'm not making fun of it.
You have scoliosis.
I have scoliosis.
Because your backpack was so heavy. Why didn't you put your books in a locker?
Because I would need them for other things. I would do homework or something.
Yeah, there's a period between classes. I would always go back, hit my locker, get my locker, get the book out that I needed for that, maybe for the next one, but I was never carrying more than two books at one time.
I had a bunch of books. I don't know.
Today is International Square Dancing Month. So let me tell you how I ended up taking square dancing classes. You ready?
Yeah.
They were going to give us a taste of what high school was like in 7th grade. So they're like, you can pick out one elective. They're just going to otherwise you didn't get to pick out Jack. And so I signed up for, I don't know, something cool, whatever it was. It wasn't square dancing, but that one was too popular. So without consulting the kids, they just put you in other classes.
Right.
I think whatever I signed up for was full, and I ended up in square dancing for a semester.
So do you know how to square dance?
I know how to bow to your partner, do-si-do. Form a line, and down the middle you go. Yeah.
It's easy when the song has the instructions in it.
You got to really pay attention.
You do have to pay attention to those instructions.
Oh, Joanna, you know how.
Yeah, why did we have square dancing? You know what else we had
for
PE?
You had square dancing
Not
in
square
school?
dancing, but like at the first few weeks of PE when school would start, it was like square dancing or line dancing.
No, I don't remember anything that I learned. Today is Mold Awareness Month, or this month is Mold Awareness Month. You got to be careful of molds. And Joanna, let me name a few. There's a Jell-O mold, a cake mold, a silicone baking mold.
Yes, the silicone ones are cool.
Did you hear her laugh? It was like,
September is Service Dog Month. It's also Taco Month.
Sweet.
Wait a minute. Is it
Wait a
Taco Month
minute.
because it's Hispanic Heritage Month as well?
It almost is Hispanic Heritage Month.
Hispanic Heritage Month runs from September 15th to October 15th.
Yes, correct.
Today is Pleasure Your Mate Month.
I'll get a Jack Pocket.
Oh, crud. Did I ever? Yeah, here we go. This week is suicide. Hold on. This week is going back.
You can't segue from that too fast.
Yeah. Next week is Suicide Prevention Week. But this week is National Waffle Week.
Waffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week, something about suicide. Who cares? But
Yeah,
waffles.
today. Today is National Cinnamon Day and Cinema. Not
Cinnamon and cinnamon?
Cinema.
Oh.
Is it cinema or cinnamon?
Cinema. Today's National Cinema Day.
Cinema.
And it's
Why can't it be
Skyscraper
National
Day.
Movie Day?
That's probably one somewhere. Let's look at celebrities having birthdays today. Shaun White, the Olympic snowboarder known as the Flying Tomato, is 38 today. A lot of Olympians on the list. Jenny Finch, the Olympic softball pitcher who took home the gold in Athens and the silver in Beijing, is 44 today. Charlie Sheen. Remember Tiger's Blood? Winning?
Yeah, winning.
And his other catchphrase, I have HIV. Charlie Sheen is 59 today. Singer for the Toadies, Todd Lewis, is having a birthday today. He's 59. And from the Beach Boys, Al Jardine is 82 today. It was 29 years ago that eBay was founded. Do you want to hear the backstory about eBay?
Yeah, I really do, actually. I'm trying to think if Bezos or Musk had anything to do with it, but...
Well, this was 1995.
Okay.
eBay was founded by a guy named Pierre Omidyar. And he founded it because his fiancée couldn't find a Pez dispenser to complete her collection. So he created eBay.
That is the sweetest thing in the world.
Is so cute.
Like a husband who helps his wife out so much with her hobby that he's going to create.
He's all, let me find a way to get you a Pez dispenser.
Right. I'm going to create a network of buyers and sellers, each motivated in their own way, and just so I can get you
Mickey Mouse,
the Yogi Bear Pez dispenser or whatever.
Cute.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
No.
That's amazing.
You're so...
Look at Buzz, how he thinks of it. Like, ew.
Love and feelings. Gross.
Too much.
And it is the first week of September, which is National Waffle Week.
Waffle.
I don't want to waffle on this, but I do like waffles.
I
It's got to almost be a special occasion for waffles. You know what I mean?
How the syrup and the butter go into the little crevices.
Right, and then just kind of mix in there until you're ready to take a bite.
Hotels have make your own waffle bar.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
And then the shape of Texas. It's great.
The first week of September pays tribute to a staple of breakfast across the world, the waffle. So why not go online and research some unique, great-tasting recipes? But no matter what, whatever you do not Google blue waffle. You will regret it, and you'll hate waffles forever. Remember, we're telling you not to do it. You've been warned. This isn't some reverse strategy to get you to do it. We beg you, do not Google blue waffle.
Yeah, please,
Thank
seriously.
you, and enjoy Waffle Week.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday...
95.5 KLAQ, Allison Chains, and down in a hole. And Joanna is going to take us down the Hollywood Cheesemay hole.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where you were going to go with this.
Nico, electricity out in my neighborhood this morning.
Oh, really?
They were working on it, but I couldn't find my wallet. Guess what's in my wallet? My door key to this place.
Interesting.
So,
interesting place to keep it.
Joanna, what was I doing when you pulled up this morning?
He just was waiting on the steps.
Sitting there like those cats do, like those feral cats do.
On the
You just
stoop.
look like one of the cats.
Yeah.
I call you Stoop Boy.
I almost went, here, boy.
Yesterday was the most rain at once that I've seen in El Paso in, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years maybe. I mean, buckets of rain coming down.
I must have just been in bed all day because I didn't see any rain.
I wanted to stay in bed all day, but I had a remote.
I don't know. On Saturday, it rained really hard at my house, but then I drove to, around UTEP. I watched the minor game at Moon Tower. And, it definitely rains in some parts of town. And it's not raining in the other parts of town.
It also depends on the time of day because I was just working so hard in the morning here at the station covering for you guys.
Right. Really putting in the long hours on a holiday.
Yeah. We actually have a call about it real quick.
Okay, hold on a second.
Good morning, Mo Show. What's up, Buzz? What's up, Nico? What's up, Joanna? Hi. I hope you guys enjoyed your Labor Day weekend. Welcome back. Missed you guys.
Thank you.
Hey, I was just calling to jab at Nico a little bit.
What?
So he was DJing yesterday, right, on Labor Day?
I was.
And this is 95.5 KLAQ. And, Buzz, I'm thinking, the DJs from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. 95.5 KLAQ. Buzz Nico sounded like a NPR DJ. He's like, good afternoon. This is Nico Ajimian with KLAQ. The next song up is AC/DC with Hell's Bells. Anyways, love you, Nico. Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Cute.
If anything, I was trying to overcorrect and not puke on the mic.
What do you mean puke? Who said anything about puking?
You said that my voice can be pukey sometimes when I'm doing.
You said that to him?
Yeah, he has.
Buzz.
No, pukey is a term like if somebody talks like that's called you sound pukey.
Yeah,
most DJs sound a little pukey.
So I was trying.
So you were trying not to do that.
Trying not to be like that. Okay. So maybe I overcorrected and went NPR.
Do you want me to play Cucker or just delete this? Your call.
Why don't you play it? Because we need to have differing opinions on this show.
Yeah, but is it really fair to put on like the dumbest side of the opposing argument?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only other side.
I don't know what kind of bubble you guys live in.
Oh, that's rich. That's rich.
I don't know.
That we live in a bubble.
I don't know what kind of bubble you guys live in. That you didn't see the videos that were put out by at least 9 of the 13 Volkswagen families over the weekend. I don't know how you missed that. They got like 1 million views on X alone.
Oh.
Anyway, so these families came out and they dragged Kamala because they said, at least a few of them said, they extended an invitation to Kamala and Joe Biden, and they heard crickets back to attend the ceremonies over there at Arlington. So you might want to check those videos and
Cucker, yeah.
correct yourself, unless you want to call those families liars. You. Not a good move, I think. Check them out.
Yeah, Senator Tom Cotton was on Meet the Press, and he claimed that, Trump went there. They're trying to do damage control because the vice president did send out a rebuke of Trump for his misbehavior and using the grounds of Arlington Cemetery.
It's not just her.
It's plenty of people. Veterans
groups, all kinds of things. But here's the
nonpartisan groups of veterans are coming out and saying, and anyway.
Here's the thing, Cucker. If you're going to use X as your only source of information and the videos from...
It's like, where do you get your new YouTube?
Yeah, right.
TikTok.
And secondly, I think all of those Gold Star families have said that they are supporting Donald Trump for president.
Yeah, right. So, and this was in the stand down in Afghanistan, and this was a mess. And I totally believe there's plenty of blame to go around. And I think probably Joe Biden deserves some.
I can't believe they would stand with Donald Trump. I can't believe that families of Gold Star families. He was the one
who set up the withdrawal.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you though, Biden was the guy
maybe
in the driver's seat when the drawdown happened. I'm not going to sit here and quibble over this. I'm just going to say what I said it the first time is a White House official and an aide to Vice President Harris reportedly told NBC News that neither Joe Biden nor Kamala Harris were invited. And I've seen some of these Gold Star families that were with Trump that day. It's very clear they don't like Biden. If they invited him at all, it was
disingenuous. They probably didn't mean for him to actually come, or they probably wanted him to come so that they could confront him.
Whatever it is, but the White House is saying that they didn't get an advertisement. So I know what the families are all about. They love, or at least some of them do, love Trump.
So here's the thing, Cucker. It doesn't matter what the Gold Star families say or want or anything. They were not supposed to have a campaign event.
Well, the Gold Star families didn't do anything wrong. They didn't make a campaign video out of that section of Arlington Cemetery.
Anybody involved with it, the whole thing.
The rules are already in place.
The rules are the rules.
So unless the families took photos and video and turned them into a campaign ad, then they're not on on the hot seat here at all.
Good morning, guys. What a sad little man that last caller was. The one who just called about you should have seen the videos of the Gold Star families and that you guys live in a bubble. But I don't know if you guys noticed. This guy sounds really, really dejected compared to his previous calls in previous months. Sad little man.
That's a good point.
You guys have a good one.
That's Cousin Ian. Thank you, Cousin Ian. I think that's a really good point. Cucker was all high and mighty for a while, calling in and really like, meh, 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 when Donald Trump was still going.
Now he's calling in. He's just throwing bombs at Kamala as if she's already the president. I think he's kind of resigned to the fact that she's probably going to beat him.
I think. Do you think that there's a feeling among Trump supporters that there's kind of like this sadness or down now?
The whole campaign doesn't seem to have a lot of momentum right now. Trump is getting more and more racist and misogynistic with some of the stuff that he puts out on his social media. I can only think it's going to get worse. And he's got less than 2 months or a little over 2 months left. But yeah, I can almost feel it. That they are in a rut, the campaign that is, and can't figure it out how to get out of it. It is time for the Hollywood Cheesemate, Joanna's look at entertainment news. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning. A California doctor charged in connection with the overdose death of actor Matthew Perry last October has agreed to a plea deal. Dr. Mark Chavez, one of 5 defendants in the case, will plead guilty to 1 count of conspiring to distribute ketamine and is facing up to 10 years in prison. Chavez is currently out on a $50,000 bond and has already had his medical license suspended. His lawyer told reporters that he is incredibly remorseful for his role in the actor's death.
Was he the one who had said in a text with another doctor?
It was him and another doctor. I can't remember which
Let's see how much we can get this idiot to pay.
Oh.
I can't remember which of the 2 doctors was the one that said that.
But it was between those.
It was between those two. Yeah. Where was I? Of the other 4 defendants, 2 have also pleaded guilty, including Perry's personal assistant, who admitted to injecting him with ketamine several times on the day that he died.
That sounds like that kind of just goes with the job. It's like do the laundry.
Inject me with ketamine. Take out the trash.
Wash the window. Yeah.
Right. Oh,
I'm not saying he should have done it, but it does sound like he was just asking what his boss asked him to do.
Yeah, like
how about the ketamine queen?
I don't know much about the ketamine queen yet. Did they even have they caught her?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, her face was all over TV the day after the story came out.
Right.
It seems like they definitely knew who she is. And
I should have clicked the link to see who the other one that was pleading guilty was. That's my bad. Anyway, This should come as no surprise. Oasis's daily streams have quadrupled since they announced their reunion. Meanwhile, Ticketmaster might be facing a government investigation over their dynamic pricing for the shows. Ticketmaster is set to face some tough questions in the UK after thousands of Oasis fans were left disappointed having failed to secure tickets. UK Culture Minister Lisa Nandy has pledged to look into Ticketmaster's use of dynamic pricing, which saw ticket prices shoot up by hundreds of pounds while fans were in queues online waiting to buy them. Some fans reportedly abandoned their purchase, having spent hours trying to get through when the prices went way up. Thousands more couldn't get through to buy tickets at all, forcing them to resort to ticket resale sites. That's the worst. Nandy told the BBC that she plans to end rip-off resales and make sure tickets are sold at fair prices, adding that it was depressing to see vastly inflated prices, excluding ordinary fans. Get it together. Finally, Sir Ian McKellen wants the new Lord of the Rings movies to hurry up and work some magic for his potential return as Gandalf. The 85-year-old English actor has revealed that he'd like to return to the film series in the role of the beloved wizard, now that the Lord of the Rings film director Peter Jackson is set to return to produce 2 new films. McKellen said in an interview, quote, "I've been told there are going to be more films and Gandalf will be involved, and I hope that I'll be playing him." McKellen admitted that he didn't know much about the new movie, but that the script is not written yet and it will be from Warner Brothers. And according to what he's heard, he says, they better hurry and be quick.
Why?
Because he has said before that there is only one condition for him to return as Gandalf, and that is if he's still alive.
I shall not pass away.
Shall not die.
Okay, Ian McKellen looked ancient.
That's what Buzz was saying.
In the first Lord of the Rings movie. That was 24 years ago. What, does he have a Horcrux laying around?
And we're thinking maybe they made him look a little bit more older in the first Lord of the
I don't know,
Rings.
because he looked that old in the first X-Men movie,
yeah.
too.
That's a good
so
point.
unless they did
Yes.
the same makeup job on him for both movies, how old is he?
85.
Oh, that's not even as old as my mom is. And he looks like a wizard. Let's face it.
He's really living up to that name, you know? With your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
95.5 KLAQ.
Drive. Let on as smooth as that first quiet morning coffee. Right Drive, the only way to drive.
Oh, guess who this is?
Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
All right, we're coming off a 3-day weekend with Labor Day. It rained for a lot of it. Saturday, did it rain any Sunday? Yesterday, for sure. Should we take calls today, or do you want to just avoid calls?
No, of course. Love the callers.
How's it going, Buzz? I just want to let y'all know that I've come to the conclusion that you and Nico are master manipulators.
Oh, my God.
Master manipulator.
Especially to the crowd in El Paso. No wonder it's a blue city.
Yes, this used to be a Republican stronghold before we single-handedly turned it blue.
Y'all nitpick the worst parts of the conservatives and then blow it up on the show. But yet y'all never mention anything about the Democrats, you know? Like Kamala Harris saying she's going to dictate what price companies put on food. You know, that sounds a little bit like communism to me.
Oh, my God.
And also she says she's going to give $25,000 to new home buyers. Guess what's going to happen? House prices are going to go up by $25,000. It's economics 101. You know, and like...
This is a guy who I can guarantee you has never taken an economics class.
No, if Kamala gets elected, it's going to be a disaster. I guarantee you that. It's going to be a disaster.
Well, I'll guarantee you if Kamala gets elected, if she loses in 4 years or if she terms out in 8 years, she's going to relinquish her job without going to war over it. So she's got that going for her, right?
And y'all saying the economy is good, stuff like that. Yeah, people can't afford anything. You know, the only people that the stock market is doing good for is the rich people. So yeah,
Yeah, let's give them another tax cut.
Right.
Let's give the rich people another tax cut then.
That's Donald Trump's plan.
Kamala Harris says she's going to dictate how much people can charge for food?
No, she's not going to do that.
What's that?
Padilla. Sorry, I'm getting everybody's names confused. And no, we're not manipulating Padilla. We're just actually informed on stuff. And
I can tell you this. I never misrepresent what I think is the truth. I mean, I used to before all this started, but it's just way too confusing. So if I tell you something, I'm not twisting the truth. I am trying to tell you the pure, undiluted truth as I believe it to be.
Right. And when I was trying to Google the exact quotes from her, I came up with like 10 YouTube videos that were from random. Dad Saves America. The headline, Kamala Harris is promising price controls. Didn't we learn anything from communism? I mean, if you're watching these videos, Padilla, and if you're only watching Fox Business and Fox News.
If you just go and search for videos where people trash Kamala Harris,
you are going to live in the bubble.
You're the one living in the bubble.
So Kamala Harris had a speech on August 16th last week.
I do think giving $25,000 boost for first-time home buyers is a mistake because we had a housing crisis that was caused by approving too many loans back in the 2000s, and it was a real nightmare. So I hear that, and I think what's changed since 2005 that would make this a good idea.
Sure. And a lot of that is the point of the speech was about bringing down the cost of living. So she said she was behind a federal ban on price gouging in the food and grocery industries. And she also said that that thing about the $20,000 for first-time home buyers. I'm not sure if that would work in tax credits or necessarily how that would work out. But anyways, the plan is not specifically defined on her website, so they don't have any like super specifics. But
like how Trump is going to afford to pay for IVF for every American couple that wants in vitro fertilization, because he said that last week.
Right. But what some campaign officials have said that it could look like is based on or already currently existing price gouging laws that a lot of states have. The sort of laws that prevent stores from quadrupling the price of snow shovels right after a blizzard hits.
That's the example she gives. Don't jack up the price of snow shovels right after a blizzard hits.
Yeah, things that would happen in an emergency, things on food, grocery industries, and it would be on numerical targets, like automatically triggered if this happened or...
In the case of a earthquake, you can't charge exorbitant fees for generators.
Sure, exactly. Those kind of things.
Okay.
But it would likely be reserved for emergency situations like the aftermath of a natural disaster or in the thick of a pandemic. So they're saying it might not look like anything that they're saying right now. We don't know exactly how it's going to look, but no, she's not price fixing. That's a distortion. That is a Republican talking point.
Oh, okay. Well, how about the $25,000 for new home buyers?
I didn't see the specific speech, but she did mention it. Now,
remember, they were approving so many loans, and then people got the house, and they were like the dog who caught the car. They didn't know what to do with the car.
Yeah, but
they couldn't afford the payments, and they ended up underwater, and then get it repossessed. That was a disaster.
This is a $25,000 in down payment help for certain first-time home buyers. Now, if you meet the qualifications, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Well, if it's from the Democrats, you know that you don't have to pay it back because eventually they'll do some kind of forgiveness. See, listen, I have plenty to criticize the Democrats for. I do.
Really? The Democrats were the only ones to bail out the banks?
No, I'm talking about the student loan forgiveness.
Oh.
If you just hang out and don't pay.
Because Republicans will just forgive corporate business.
Yeah, that's right. The Republicans are there to save the executives' bacon, and the rest of us are there to bail out everybody else when they get in trouble. But look, it's not like I never criticize any of these plans. Also, I'd like to hear how you're going to pay for IVF for every single American couple that wants IVF, because you can start off like you're $8,000 for the first treatment for IVF.
Derek says, Padilla, doesn't this dude like cars, music, food, and chicks? Or does he sit around following politics 24/7?
He doesn't call us about any of those things.
Good morning, Mo Show. I have a very serious question to ask you guys, something to point out. I know we shouldn't talk about each other like this, and I don't mean to be ugly, but why is it that every time some hardcore MAGA guy calls in, and I'm Mexican-American, proud, my dad's from Mexico, how come they always sound like Pedro from some stereotypical, black and white Western movie? Badges. We don't need no stinking badges. Why do they always sound like that? They don't sound like me. They don't sound like Nico. Every guy that calls in like hardcore MAGA sounds like what I just described. I mean, I just wanted to put that out there, okay? I'm not trying to be racial. I am Mexican. Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right. I don't know what you're talking about. There was a huge Trump parade right down Mesa Street. Did you hear anything about it?
Here?
There was?
Yeah. Well, a bunch of trucks flying as many flags as you could possibly fit on a truck, and they're honking their horns going down Mesa and definitely trying to draw attention to themselves. And then I think their grand destination place, from what I could tell, was the parking lot at Hobby Lobby. Was where they
and we're all going to meet up at the Hobby Lobby
we're
parking
gonna meet up
lot.
at the Hobby, and we're going to take this country back.
Ustedes que le hacen caso a ese vato. Let him talk all he wants. ¿Cuál pinche blue ni qué red? That's dumb, bro. It's like, dude, you want to follow who you want to follow him. That's it. I don't think the radio is doing anything about it. They're just telling you the news because that's what they do.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly,
I literally just read what is in the news report and I am relaying to you that a White House aide said that neither President Biden nor Vice President Harris were invited to Arlington Cemetery last week on the same day that Trump was invited. Okay, so good?
Yeah, I think so.
Did somebody come back around in the app chat and challenge me to name one racist thing Donald Trump has ever said?
It was Padilla again, and he came back. And when you said that Donald Trump's speeches have been getting more racist,
not even his speeches, his text and what he tweeted. Last week he tweeted a sexually explicit joke about the vice president and a lewd act. If you really want me to do this, I could go down that path, but the whole birther nonsense about Obama was ridiculous. And he may not have been the first person to come up with that, but he was the one who pushed it further than anybody else. He told a gathering of black journalists that Kamala Harris wasn't black until she decided to be. I mean, that's racially insulting. I mean, there are just so many things that are direct slap in the face that if you don't think that's racist, do you think anything's racist?
Right.
Where's
this whole
your racist line?
Yeah, right. What do you consider racist? Because I'm sure he's gone over that too. But classifying people as animals and vermin and filth, that's how you dehumanize somebody. That's how you demonize someone. And then once you've demonized someone, it's really, really easy to get a lot uglier than that if history is any guide.
Okay, Padilla just sent me an article from CBS where he got his I guess I got something from it. The headline is economic plan, Kamala's economic plan by different economists. There is nothing in this article, Padilla, that says her plan is going to destroy America or that it's communism. All of the economists are saying that, if anything, it won't do anything. That it's more of a political statement than it is an economic statement. Her price gouging thing. Because there's already price gouging laws, anti-price gouging laws on a lot of the books in different states.
Then why is she using it as a talking point?
Well, the economy is the number one issue on many voters' minds, and I think this.
So you got to talk about it, even though it doesn't really mean anything.
Well, that's what some economy to her campaign. They might have their own talking points about how it will mean something, but Padilla, your entire article is not showing how it's communism or Marxism or Leninism. It's just saying, it might not work. That's it.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay. I've got some audio of Patrick Mahomes. They're getting ready for the regular season. First game not for the Chiefs necessarily, but the first game of the regular season is Thursday. So we are only we're 2 days away from the start of the NFL season, guys. Patrick Mahomes was interviewed and was asked about the influence that Taylor Swift has on Travis Kelce and the team, and he says that they might even try to run a Taylor-inspired play at some point in the 2024 season.
I think it's been cool to see the girls and the women.
You ever see somebody, and then when they finally talk, it's totally not the voice you were expecting to come out of that person?
This dude right here.
This dude right here. Badass football player. Sounds like Kermit the Frog a little bit.
I think it's been cool to see the girls and the women that have really embraced watching football. And I know being a girl dad, how cool it is for me. Yeah. I mean, to see like these little girls, these daughters, and how much they're loving and spending time with their dad watching football, and then meeting Taylor and realize how genuine and cool she is. She's really interested in football, and she asks a lot of great questions. She's already drawing up plays, so we might have to put one in.
Okay. You know, last season, she pretty much kept to the luxury box. You know, she'd come down on the field a little bit. But this season, we might see her calling it. Maybe she'll have a headset. She's calling plays in down at the field. The last thing football fans want to see, the number one thing Britney fans do want to see. Britney, who am I talking about? Taylor Swift, yeah.
Okay, Travis, you go out long, dance your way upfield like Taylor does on stage, and hold your arm out like you have a microphone and pretend you're singing Shake It Off. An offensive lineman, you get into your backup dancer poses, the ones you do on Cruel Summer, and fake out the defense with a Taylor Swift dance move. I'll toss the ball to Travis, and he'll score a touchdown and drop the mic. Ready? Break.
Leave a message on the net line at 844-805-6325.
Hey, I tell you what, Buzz, when I first heard of this neckline, I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever heard of. But I've done called you about 4 times now, so I guess stupid is as stupid does.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show will be right back.
The Mega Millions jackpot is over $600 billion. And if you've been daydreaming about what you'd do with that money, just like I have, then your first step is getting lottery tickets with Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app. Jackpocket is the easy way to play the lottery. I can play official state games and, of course, Mega Millions, and it's all right on my phone. Get your Mega Millions tickets like me with Jackpocket. New customers download the Jackpocket app and use code WINNER at checkout and get your first Mega Millions ticket for free. That's code WINNER only at Jackpocket. Gambling problem? Visit www.ncpgambling.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 or older to play. Jackpocket is not affiliated with and is not an agent of the Texas Lottery. Void where prohibited. Promo code required for $2 non-withdrawable credit based on iOS download data collected by Censored.
For everyone. Rudolph Used Cars You Can Trust. Located at I-10 and Red Road.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
So it looks like a major telecoms business has admitted listening in on our conversations.
No.
That wouldn't surprise you at all if it's like, yeah, the phones pick up what you're talking to your sister about, whatever, and if you bring up a specific brand name, they target ads toward you. Is that what you mean?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about it that far. I thought, yeah, people are probably bugging us.
No, but listening on your devices specifically.
We all knew that Alexa and Echoes and Google Homes are already doing that and helping, and your phones as well, and helping your searches show up stuff. But, you know, a while ago, I was really, I used to do IT work, right?
No.
When I worked for Texas Tech, I worked in the simulation center for the big. I told you about the big mannequins that I had to work on. Do you just forget our relation? Everything we talk about, and
I forgot our relationship.
Seriously,
Forget the important things.
No,
I didn't know you
no.
worked in-
That's
I
not the
didn't-
problem. The problem is I feel like I'm having the same conversations all the
No,
time.
I don't remember you ever telling me that you worked in IT.
Oh, well, it's concerning that you don't remember things.
It's
though.
concerning that Nico remembers things that didn't happen.
What do you, Joanna? I've told you before I've worked on mannequins, haven't I? Or no?
Okay, working on mannequins is not an IT job.
You
Yeah,
and
it
I
is.
did not have this conversation.
It's absolutely an IT job.
Okay.
When there's computers
All right,
and hoses, and they're the most sophisticated robotic mannequins for doctors and nurses to practice on.
Yeah, the point here.
Anyways, I was really into internet security at the time, and I had, a lot of security stuff. And then I realized one day, nobody cares about what I'm doing unless I was doing something illegal.
Nobody cares.
I don't think anybody. Yeah. Like, I'm not freaked out that much by people, by the government or people potentially listening or whatever, because I do nothing.
But surely there have been some times before where you're reading an article and then you notice that ads pertaining to that, if you look up bicycles, maybe you want to buy a new bicycle, you're going to be followed by bicycles.
Yeah.
But have you ever had a conversation where you say, gosh, I wonder if they make, and just think of something completely random, bacon-scented air fresheners. And then you get a targeted ad, but you didn't type it in. You just said it to somebody in conversation. Have you had that experience?
Yeah.
I've had the experience where we've suddenly been talking about Scotty Scheffler, and then I got
Get
a
all
ton of
kinds of news.
Right. But I think that's, if anything, that's just annoying. It's not a bugaboo. It's not something that I,
At this point, just think, yeah, your phone's listening.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The site 404 Media just published a leaked memo from a large marketing company where they bragged to their clients about a feature called active listening. All right. So this applies to you potentially, if it's true, if you have any device on you. It is not the first time that this company has been exposed for it. Cox Media Group, that owns TV and radio stations.
And has
Cox.
one of the funniest names.
Kevin used to work for Cox. Kevin used to grind away on the Cox all the time. COX Media.
I believe it.
Cox Media Group bragged about this active listening feature last year on their own website.
They bragged about it.
They ended up taking that page down after people freaked out, but it looks like it looks like they've decided, okay, the people freak out, but we can tell our clients about it because it's such a good feature.
I guess I am concerned. Like, I'm not that concerned about privacy, but I wouldn't want my information to be super easily available to anyone. Like, I want the people to.
Yeah, but you'll hand your credit card to a complete stranger and they'll take it and disappear for like 5 minutes, and you're not worried about that.
You mean
did that?
Online?
Anytime you pay like at a drive-through and you give them your credit card, you're giving your credit card to
cash.
You're giving your credit card to a stranger, and they're at least for a minute or two turning their back on you.
Right.
I mean, to me, that seems like riskier than any online behavior could ever possibly be. Right?
That is. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that. New fear unlocked.
Right?
But privacy concerns just don't bother me because I know that in order to invade my privacy, you have to have some technical skills, or you have to have a little bit more
bullfighting skills, ninja skills.
Yeah.
Nunchuck skills.
That, or I just
girls like guys that have a lot of skills.
Is that Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah.
Or I just put everything out prematurely online, premeditatively online.
Prematurely?
Sorry, premeditatively. like my phone number and address and stuff.
So the leaked pitch says whoever this company is that they use AI to capture, quote, real-time intent data by listening to people's conversations. Then they use it to pinpoint potential customers. It's not clear exactly how they're listening. I got to think they can just turn it on their end, and like your phone becomes
like,
listening.
let's see what this
I bet they have it
is
so
today.
a light doesn't come on, like it just turns on completely silently.
I don't know how, like, my Google Photos created an entire album of our dead dog and
just my dogs,
our dead dog, and
That was beautiful.
it was. But why did it do that?
It was like, here.
Was it listening to us talk about Jerry, and then because I have his face labeled Jerry in my Google
Yes.
phones?
All right.
It'll do that, yeah.
Google, Facebook, and Amazon all say that they're not involved in the program.
they're like, we're not with
We're
them.
not doing that.
Sure.
Google even said they dropped that specific company from their ad partners program. And here's the quote from Google. When we identify ads or advertisers that violate our policies, we will take appropriate action. Big question for me is, how can this be legal? If you're turning someone's handheld device into a secret listening device,
Yeah, they're like,
how is it legal?
signed the terms and agreements, and in it, we put them in there that we're going to do this.
Yeah, it was probably in there that they could harvest a kidney
blackmail
whenever they
your
want to, yeah. A lot of legal experts say it clearly is not, but this marketing company seems to think they are going to have a lot of companies wanting to buy their program. They told potential customers, quote, "It is totally legal for phones and devices to listen to you because consumers usually give consent when accepting the terms and conditions."
Yep.
God,
There it is.
very prescient of you. Very prescient indeed.
Well, then change those terms and conditions.
Right.
They're like, don't agree to them.
I want to hear Trump and Harris debate about this.
This is the issue that matters.
Joanna, did you see Derek's email?
Derek.
Nico and Buzz sound like Nico sounds like Buzz's disgruntled wife. You never listen to me. You never do listen to me.
I'm the friend that comes over for dinner. Like,
So, Joanna, did you hear that Adele is wrapping up her multi-month residency?
yes, and I never got tickets to see her.
Is that a major regret you have?
Yes. I mean, she was sold out so fast.
Was it at that Sphere or was it someplace else?
No, it was at someplace else. I don't remember where.
Speaking of Vegas, and I know your cousin Ian, who's already called in today,
Dude, that
goes
dude
all
goes
the time.
to Vegas
all the time.
all the time.
Janet Jackson is going to start a multi-year residency, I believe, at the Sphere.
Cool.
Which, I mean, there's already some representation for the Jackson family. They've got a Michael tribute show over at Hard Rock.
Oh yeah, they've got a few Michael Jackson things.
Tito works the night manager shift at the buffet at Caesar's Palace. So the
Tito Jackson?
Yeah, Tito Jackson. Joanna gets it.
Actually, cousin Ian just called in again talking about the phones and the monitoring.
Oh.
Hey guys, I don't think the phones are just monitoring what we're listening. I think it also picks up on pictures we take, messages we sent. An example is I was in an appointment. This is actually a couple of years back, but I was at a client's house, at a lady's house, sitting in her dining room, and her dog came up to me. So I asked her, "Can I take a picture of your dog?" Because I love dogs, and I sent it to my wife. So I sent the picture of the dog to my wife. Now, later on, when I was on Facebook, there was an ad that popped up that just blew me away because it was for these silver sandals. They were kind of unique.
What?
And that silver sandal, the lady was wearing that silver sandal in the picture of the dog I sent my wife. I went back and I looked at it, and sure enough, it was the same sandal. Freaked me out. Anyway.
Oh my God.
He's saying he sent.
There was an incidental sandal in a picture of a dog, and it looked up, where can I buy
And I
this
was
sandal?
Like, oh, do you like this sandal?
You must have liked it because you sent it to your wife.
Oh my God.
Right.
That's creepy.
Yeah, that's getting a little creepy.
Anyway, we're talking about Adele and that Joanna
Oh, right.
didn't get a chance to go see Adele. You may not have a chance for a while because she's telling her fans that she's going to be going away for a long, long time. Oh, no.
I will not see you for an incredibly long time, and I will hold you dear in my heart for that whole next of my break, and I will fantasize about these shows and any shows that I've done over the last 3 years.
Adele.
Yeah, Adele's gonna lay low for a while, but who knows how long that's going to be. Today is Telephone Tuesday, supposedly the day that the telephone is used the most. And that reminds me, Adele should get on the telephone and ask for some career advice from Lionel Richie. You know why Lionel Richie?
Hello?
Because they both had songs with hello in it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
I am sorry. Your call could not be completed. Please check your dialing procedure and try again.
Double G here. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show at 10, featured double shots throughout the day.
Is manageable. Use identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
You hear that? You hear that scary music?
Spooky.
That is to remind you that, gosh, Halloween's almost here. It's not almost here, but our studio's decorated. Joanna, do you have that information about the open casting call for the Houses of Horror?
I think I should.
Gosh, I had that somewhere.
I do,
till
yes.
just a minute ago.
I do.
Yeah, so the haunted houses, we're going to have 2 of them, and Joanna's going to tell you where they're going to be. Also, we need staff to work them. So this is pretty steady work for about 2 months, almost. 5 weeks anyway, working at our Houses of Horror. So here's Joanna to tell us all about the haunted Houses of Horror.
Well, the KLAQ Haunted Houses of Terror opens September 20th. In the 2 locations, you'll have one at 13900 Montana Boulevard and 2155 Joe Battle Boulevard. Twice the terror and twice the screams. But we do need actors. So there is an open casting call on Thursday at 6 p.m. at Desert Warriors Paintball. That's the 13900 Montana Avenue location.
All right.
I like your pitch earlier. Hey, all you ugly people in El Paso.
Yeah. Some people said you're too frightening to the customers. Well, you're exactly what we're looking for. If you're too
scary
unusual features
for the corporate workplace, this is your calling, I think.
It's about time where being scary looking is an advantage. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead and get to our news headlines. I almost played the Monday Tuesday, the Monday news.
Play the Monday news.
Oh,
yeah, play the Monday news.
Hell yeah!
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, here we go again. Let's get this started.
Here's Nico Jimian with today's top stories. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning, Buzz. And Joanna. Sorry, I was reading and I forgot to say hi to Joanna. A scary moment for the journalist following Minnesota Governor Tim Walz on the campaign trail yesterday. Vans carrying members of the press were involved in a crash yesterday afternoon around 1 p.m. as Walz was heading to a Labor Day event in Milwaukee. The vehicle carrying Walz wasn't involved in the crash, but one staff member who was in one of the press vans seemed to have a broken arm.
No.
Walz received a call from Vice President Kamala Harris to make sure he was okay, and the Republican vice presidential nominee, Senator J.D. Vance, also sent his well wishes. Well, that was nice. That was nice of the guy. Do we have a live call?
Yeah, I think it's Stoner Guy.
I don't want to make him wait.
You made the right call there. Hey, Stoner Guy.
Stoner Guy.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's
How
going
y'all
on?
doing?
What's
And
going
Joanna. Man, I just wanted to let everybody know it's Halloween is coming up. Everybody's feeling spooky. They want to watch all kinds of scary movies and stuff. As y'all watch y'all scary movies, please remember that we still have not figured out the movie that I'm talking about, where the zombies come back to life, or the people come back to life in their coffins. And I'm sure we can figure it out by Halloween.
Yeah, we'll make that November mission.
This is a 3-month-old question. What is this movie that he's describing? And at some point, one of them gets put into a crematorium and they're screaming like crazy, and then another character said, I told her not to get cremated.
Yes.
Was it an English language movie?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, Stoner Guy.
Definitely had a English accent.
Who did?
What's up, though, Nico?
Well, was it like Keanu Reeves and
No, because there was one that was from, I think, Australia that had to do with the dead returning, but it's just like they come back and they're the same age they were when they died. So that's not what you're describing, right?
No, sir.
Hey, do you have any plans for Halloween? You dressing up this year?
Man, I have not picked a outfit yet. Have y'all ever heard of this thing called a digital circus?
No. What's a digital circus?
Is that where, like, what you're wearing is like a bunch of flashing lights?
No. It's this literal digital circus. Like, it's not a real place. My kids want to be these things called Pommy and Jax.
Is this like a YouTube thing or something online?
I would say, yeah, YouTube and Roblox. They're all into it, dude.
Got it. So these are Roblox characters.
If y'all really, really need a laugh, man, I want y'all to listen to my neckline call from like an hour ago.
All right, I'll go. I'll trace it back and check it out. Okay, Stoner guy.
All right, dude.
All right, have a good Tuesday.
Good week, man. Hope you had a restful Labor Day.
Stay stony.
Yeah, stay stony.
All right, we'll see.
I don't like sober guy as much as
stoner guy. Right? He's finally coming out of that fog, you know.
And I don't like it.
And I don't like it. He's been sober because he said this. He's on probation,
right?
Because they caught him with a vape.
Mm-hmm.
So,
good for him. All right, back into the news. 7 Mexican nationals were killed in Warren County, Mississippi over the weekend when tire failure caused a bus to run off the road and overturn. 2 of the fatalities were siblings, an 8-year-old boy and his 16-year-old sister. Another 37 people were injured in the crash. The bus was traveling from Atlanta to Dallas on I-20 when the accident happened just before 1 a.m. Saturday morning. The Mexican consulate said in a statement that it's working with a legal firm to get more detailed information about the crash.
Wait, the people in there were Mexican citizens?
7 were Mexican nationals. Yes. 4 people who were apparently asleep in their seats on a Chicago commuter train were shot and killed early yesterday. The victims were seated apart. A suspect was arrested and a weapon was recovered. The shooting reportedly happened on 2 train cars, and the train was in motion when the gunfire started. Forest Park is 10 miles west of downtown Chicago. And hotel workers are going on strike.
Oh, somebody's got it. Somebody has a guest, and I know what they're talking about. And I wonder if this could be what Stoner Guy's talking about. I watched this.
Yo, Mo Show, what up? Hey, calling about Stoner Guy's movie reference. Listen, there's a show, right? Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Okay.
Familiar.
There's a spin-off show called Torchwood. Okay?
Yeah, I love
Follows
it.
the main character, Jack Harkness. In it, everyone becomes immortal, but they still get sick or get in comas, or basically they should be dead, but they're not dead. So it's an English show. They have English accents.
Yeah.
There are scenes where people get shoved into crematoriums.
No, the one I saw, and it's called Torchwood. Anyway, yeah, he's right. So even if you're in a car and they send it to get crushed, you survive whatever the physical damage is, and you're just like all smushed up in that car for, I guess, all of eternity. Yeah, so this was Torchwood.
It's just called Torchwood.
Yeah, it had a different thing to it. That is the most of any Doctor Who thing I've ever watched consistently.
Torchwood Miracle Day?
Yeah, Miracle Day. And they call it the blessing because everybody who had terminal cancer, they're not going to die, but they don't feel any better. One of the main characters, and it's in the, I remember it being in the United States. One of the detectives is in an auto accident and a pipe comes off a truck and just impales him like Final Destination style.
The central plot of Miracle Day is that suddenly no one on Earth can die.
Yeah,
which,
no matter what happens to you, you're not going to die.
Which compels increasingly troublesome legislation changes around the world as the global population soars.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds like a cool show.
Oh, Torchwood's great. Well, you have to kind of like, not for the later seasons, but it's a Doctor Who spinoff.
Loved it.
And I guess this guy, Jack Harkness, is like immortal too.
He is considered like immortal. Yeah.
I will watch this and then report back to Stoner Guy.
Oh, you're gonna check it out. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Just the different kind of ways where you would find somebody going, "Boy, I wish that accident had killed me," because nobody dies no matter what happens.
Okay, get this.
That's crazy.
Okay, so
could this be Stoner Guy? Call back in.
Jack discovers that his own immortality has disappeared and believes this is connected to the events of the miracle.
Oh, because everybody else gets immortality, and
right.
he has his, which he's always had, taken away.
The world government institute a plan to bring those people that would normally have died from illness or injury into camps. Torchwood infiltrates the camps and discovers patients are being incinerated.
Yeah, I guess that's the only way. Even if they're not dead, at least they don't have a corporal body anymore.
But he's saying that they come back after the crematorium part.
I don't know, man. I didn't finish the series all the way through. Like I got, I do that thing sometimes. I'll get to the last 1 or 2 episodes.
Because you have this anxiety, you don't want it to end.
I don't know what it is.
That's what it is.
But I don't think I saw the final episode of that. Or I did, and I just totally didn't understand it. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Torchwood, Miracle Day. Could that be what Stoner Guy's trying to find out? All right, on with the news.
On with the news.
The mystery continues.
John Barrowman. John Barrowman was the actor who played...
He had a Me Too scandal.
John Barrowman did?
Mm-hmm. I guess on set...
The character is gay. So Jack Harkness is a gay character.
The actor is not, I believe.
John Barrowman was the actor who played Jack Harkness.
I guess he showed his dingle on set sometimes. As a joke.
Man, I know that I used to do like
gay.
community theater and theater in college and some, I never made any money at it, but backstage nudity was just not a big deal, man.
John Barrowman is married to a man.
Yeah,
John
Barrowman is
Yes.
gay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I thought.
You're gay.
Jesus.
Your mom's gay.
Hotel workers are going on strike at several big hotel chains around the country, including Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, and the Omni. The Unite Here union issued a statement on Sunday saying it's looking for higher wages, fairer workloads, and the reversal of pandemic-era job cuts for the over 40,000 workers it represents. The strikes are scheduled to last up to 3 days at each of the hotels.
Speaking of strikes, there was a general strike yesterday in Israel called by, among others, some of the families of some of the Israeli hostages who were turned over dead. In fact, at the DNC, they had the mother of one Israeli citizen, but who's also an American, and his name is Hirsch. He's one of the deceased that they found.
I mean, we could talk about this. ODG called us because he was calling us out for not talking about this. That's a huge deal, Buzz, that hundreds of thousands of Israelis are protesting their government.
Okay, so I want to be...
And it's hundreds of thousands all across the country.
The country of Israel.
The country of Israel.
Even Israel is protesting and doing a strike. But none of those people killed were killed in strikes by the Israeli
The
IDF.
reason that it doesn't matter, though. The reason that they're upset is because they felt like Benjamin Netanyahu could have cut a deal with Hamas by now. And that they're blaming him for their deaths.
Okay. You know what? You blame Hamas for the deaths. Benjamin Netanyahu should definitely be listening to what these people are saying.
Well, you can't tell the parents of the dead people who to blame for their kids' deaths. I mean, if they feel that they feel that Benjamin Netanyahu holding out for whatever outcome he wants is killing more hostages than it is saving, then they could rightfully blame him if they want.
There are still dozens of hostages that we believe are still alive in Israel.
So you're saying he should cut a deal as quickly as possible?
Yeah, but I don't think it resolves any of this. I mean, the people who pulled off October 7th, some of them get away.
I don't think that matters to any of the family members anymore. I mean,
but you'd be concerned about the next family members. I mean, if Hamas is still in control, they've never said they're not going to do something like this again.
It's a tough situation.
It's complicated. It's definitely above my pay grade around here. This is a conflict that's been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah, but you know what? There haven't been 1,000 October 7th. There was just this one. Okay, Now, I know that they shoot rockets into Israel all the time, but there haven't been massive taking of hostages before. This is different. So who's to say that it's exactly
too much pressure on them right now to, if they wanted to do another October 7th, I don't know that they have the capability to do that under the kind of constant pressure they're under from the Israelis.
Well, I mean,
you understand what I'm saying, right?
I understand that Hamas.
Yeah, it would be nice if they
existential threat to Israel, but
it sure is, and they haven't said that they're not. That's still their goal is to destroy Israel.
At the same time, I don't see.
Hold on.
The bombing of everything.
Stoner guy.
Yo, what up, man?
I don't want to take up too much of your time. Is it Torchwood, which is a spinoff of Doctor Who?
No, it's not Torchwood, man. But I have a Reddit that I made that had all my thoughts on the subject.
Oh, way to go to Reddit, yeah.
Can you send me a link to your Reddit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, put it in the chat, dude.
Yeah, I might make this my great white whale to figure this out before Halloween.
Wait, just let everybody know, when Buzz tells you to call back, you better call back.
Thank you, Stoner.
Yeah, thank you very much,
I appreciate
man.
that. All right, have a good one, man.
Have a good one, man.
All right, see you. God, I really thought we had made some progress because there were a lot of things in that show that were pretty messed up.
I'm just going to do two.
Are you going to watch it?
Okay.
I'll still watch it. Yeah.
I'm only going to do two more stories because we were going to get stuck in a loop of talking about random things and then coming back to a story for the next 2 hours.
You know what?
You're right. Go on.
I mean, news could take 5 hours. I mean, it wouldn't.
It's your turn.
It wouldn't be a news segment.
And hit it, Nico.
Yesterday, a Supreme Court panel in Brazil unanimously upheld the ruling by Justice Alexander de Moraes that banned Elon Musk's X in the country. The ruling was issued.
What crimes isn't allowed in the country? Elon Musk's X. What a stupid name change. Everybody knew what Twitter was. X could be anything. X could mark the spot.
The ruling was issued by de Moraes on Friday because the platform refused to name a local legal representative as required by Brazilian law. But it's not the first time there's been a fight between Musk and the country of Brazil. The platform has clashed with Justice de Moraes over not blocking users on request. There are tens of millions of Twitter users in Brazil.
You mean X?
Or X. And finally, a good rule of thumb is if something is recognized as a crime, that there's a good rule of thumb is if something is such a recognized crime that there's a slang name for it, you probably should stay away from whatever the slang term is.
Oh, I'm lost.
Several TikTok influencers alerted their followers over the weekend over what they called an infinite money glitch with Chase Bank ATMs. The influencer said that all you had to do was write a check to yourself for whatever amount you wanted, deposit it at a Chase ATM, and then immediately withdraw the money from your account as cash.
Okay. You haven't made any money because you withdrew the amount of the check you put in, right?
But it's a blank check. So you're not really putting anything in.
Okay.
And you're getting out cash.
Does it work?
It worked for some people, but of course, Chase quickly caught on and fixed the glitch and then debited the user's accounts for whatever amount they had taken.
So if you took out $5,000, you owe $5,000.
Yep. Unfortunately for the people who tried it, this is called check fraud or kiting a check.
Check kiting.
Yeah. So
writing a bad check to yourself.
So you've heard this before.
Not exactly like this, and definitely not using an ATM, but I've heard of a bunch of different schemes.
Kiting a check is most definitely illegal.
Hey, there's one store at the mall on the west side of town, so it used to be Summer Park, that has like a wall full of photographs that have been blown up and framed of shoplifters.
Oh, that's cool.
That they took in their store.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Do you know which one it is?
Which one?
Star Western Wear.
How many people are robbing from Star Western?
You're right.
I need that cowboy hat.
A bunch of wannabe cowboys, I guess. Yep. My daughter and I were going in because they had a Halloween superstore in there, but we went in through and we spent at least 5 minutes just looking at the wall of shame of everybody that had shoplifted from Stars. It has nothing to do with your story, I guess.
It does not. Well,
what happened?
One
Are the
person
people charged with check kiting.
One person posted a screenshot of their bank account showing pending deductions of $31,000 and over $7,000 in overdraft fees for an ATM or deposit error.
Because they took their money out?
Yes. But to me, what is really striking is how the lingo and the terms for things represent video games to a lot of young adults now and children. Several TikTok influencers are saying there's an infinite money glitch. There is no such thing as an infinite money glitch in real life. In a game, you might be able to hack it so it gives you as much money as possible.
But in real life, it is check fraud.
And it goes with people like, have you been called an NPC? Well, you've called me an NPC, but have you heard of people talking to each other about NPCs or non-playable characters in life? Like the internet lingo. People are treating real life as if it's a game.
Oh, yeah. I do that. Everybody that's not me is an NPC. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. You would be a psychopath if you thought that way.
I have a feeling that's how younger generations are being raised to think.
Well, you're getting to that age where you start pissing and moaning about
those
the younger
young
generation.
Kids.
That's right.
And their infinite money glitches.
I'm playing it for you for the very first time.
He's an old man.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Ain't no glitches.
Yeah, he's an old man. Just a telling it like it is.
It is bold, too.
No, I'm not.
Young kids today, you better listen to what he's got to say. Because he's an old man. Telling it like it is. Yeah.
While you're working away, we're working for you.
Our now is always the at Rudolph. We're located at I-10 and Red Road, the only road, the Rudolph Road.
Originating in El Paso for El Paso, the Buzz Adams Morning Show, 95.5 KLAQ.
Well, look at this. We left on Friday, and it was August, and we come back, and it's September already. Are we doing September?
I don't think we are.
Oh,
no.
Man. I think in my radio career, working at rock radio stations, we honored September for 25 years in a row, probably. You remember that, Cappy, right? Every September was September.
Yeah, I do, and I'm really happy we're not doing it anymore.
Why not? You got something to say about Led Zeppelin? Just say it, brother.
I just had enough. I had enough. It's what it comes down to. You know, and here's the thing.
Oztober's next month, dude.
What do we do for November?
Aldo November.
November. I like that.
Yeah.
Does anybody besides us even know who Aldo Nova was?
Yeah, he had a big
one hit.
Yeah, Fantasy.
One hit.
Was the name of it.
Yes.
He's made this joke before.
And nobody gets it.
November's a tough one.
No, I don't get it.
November is a tough one.
But then after Aldo November,
I like that.
We got a good one. AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Yeah, you got it?
Yes, I do. It's good.
Anyway, we had a lot of winners during the month of August.
Good.
And if Joanna can get a hold, we have already drawn the name for the winner of the autographed Phantom guitar signed by Tobias Forge.
That's awesome.
So she might pop in here and let us know that we've made contact. But before we go any further, we do have a new sports segment just in time for the football season. Q Sports Shorts. Is that what we decided to call it?
Yes.
Q Sports Shorts with Buzz and Cappy. What are we going to do this on Mondays for the most part?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do it, we'll do it. I mean, we could do it Mondays. Normally makes sense, but yesterday was Labor Day.
Okay.
So, we need a little
Could do it on Monday, but so you think it's going to be a regular Monday thing? Huh?
Oh, I do.
Go.
And not just Monday.
Go sports.
Go sports.
I promise I really totally care who wins. If there's a net or a hoop or a hole in the ground, I hope they get it in. If they want to go
Joanna is laughing and smiling. That's a good sign when you're trying to get a winner.
or whatever, I hope they do that too. Sports, go sports.
Got Florida State.
Oh,
God, you want to talk about just shooting yourself in the head after 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, their season's over.
I don't even know, even with 12 teams, you can't get in that with
they're
0-2.
They're done.
Curious fulfillment of your dream that got deferred. You had aspirations as big, but you didn't have the skill. So you watched genetically superior people.
I'm waiting for a signal from Joanna to tell us that we're ready to award the guitar, the Ghost guitar, our big prize from the month of August.
It looks like she's engaged in a really good conversation.
Do you remember last year, Florida State didn't get into the playoffs, and the Attorney General of the state of Florida was going to take action against the NCAA because Florida State had the same record Alabama had, I think.
That's correct.
Okay. Boy, have they stunk it up.
Oh, yeah, it's been a brutal start.
They lost in Dublin, didn't they?
They did. They lost to Georgia Tech in Dublin, then they followed up by losing to Boston College. It's been a rough start. Rough start for the Seminoles.
That's the kind of thing you may not keep your job the next season, right? If you're at a program like Florida State.
100%. 100%. You just got the head nod.
Hello?
Hello?
Is this Rafael?
Yes.
Rafael Ibarra?
Yes.
Do you know who this is?
I think it's Buzz.
No, it's Buzz's mother.
Oh.
Oh, here, I had to take my phone away from my mom. We were taking her phone calling privileges away soon. But Rafael Ibarra is the winner of the Phantom guitar.
Wow.
Yeah. What point did you win in the month? Was it early in the month of August or middle, late?
I think it was like towards the middle. Because at the beginning, I had like the wrong number.
You were calling the wrong number. Oh, no. Well, then even more of a miracle that you end up winning the guitar at the end of the month. So it's a $2,000 Phantom guitar. It comes with the Hagstrom case, and it's got a signature from Tobias Forge of Ghost. So that'll be nice. Yeah, put it up, show it to your friends, put it behind some kind of glass, or somebody's kid is going to come get their little smudgy fingerprints all over it. You know, take care of it. All right. Thank you, Raphael. Congratulations. You're a Ghost winner.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Hold on. I'll see if Joanna has any unfinished business. If not, you can feel free to hang up. All right. Let's. I just want to congratulate the guy. Really got invested in it.
Steve, I know you have to go right now, but what are you afraid of? What's your biggest fear?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really given this much thought.
No, you don't have to give it thought. Is there anything that makes you paralyzed with fear if you see it? A snake, heights, lizards, anything that just, you don't have that experience?
Ex-girlfriends.
No, I'm actually not in that regard. No, I'm in, I don't know. It's one of those things where as I've gotten older, I don't feel like there's anything that really bothers me as much as it used to.
Really? We are
like if a rat ran out from under a couch you were sitting on.
Well, I wouldn't exactly enjoy that, but it wouldn't be like the
It would
worst.
be a momentary panic, but not a fear.
We are confronting our fears on Thursday.
What?
Joe Montesano from the zoo is coming in.
Can't do it.
Oh, God.
Can't do it Thursday, man.
What's wrong with Thursday?
Got a doctor's appointment.
Damn.
I'm going to have to fast for it and everything.
I'm going to have to call Joe then.
Wait a minute, you're fasting for a doctor's appointment?
Well, it's a colonoscopy.
Oh, he's doing his colonoscopy on Thursday?
Yeah.
I've
got mine 2 weeks from Monday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's couples. Couples colonoscopies. Yeah.
I'll let you use my donut pillow after I'm done with it, Steve.
Wait, so are you coming in Friday?
Yeah, I'll be in Friday.
Yeah, there's never usually a problem the day after a colonoscopy.
Maybe we could do a big
By the way, I have
Friday
never
show.
said that I'm having a colonoscopy.
You said you're fasting.
I am for my doctor's appointment on Thursday.
You're only fasting if you're either giving blood or if you're going in for a procedure.
I've
like
never
that.
fasted before I gave blood before.
Well, some blood tests you do need. Anyways.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like donating blood to the Red Cross, though.
No.
Are you going to be in Thursday?
Until I have to go. Yes, I'll be here when the show starts. Nico, this is how you do this. I made an appointment, and I will leave in time to get to my appointment. You see how easy that is?
What time is your appointment?
8.
So you will be missing part of the show.
Yeah, but I'm not blowing off the entire day.
Okay, I got you.
Hey, are you going to Uber to your appointment, or are you going to drive yourself? Because you're not supposed to drive after a procedure.
Again, I have never said that this is for the colonoscopy.
The anesthesia, you're not going to be able to drive after.
Yeah, you need somebody to pick you up.
All right. Here's the call as FSU goes 0-2.
As Bill O'Brien's era at Boston College begins, with a win against a ranked opponent for BC for the first time in an opener since 1976.
Boston College upset Florida State 28-13. That puts Florida State, who I guess was still ranked.
They were.
It's going to take them out of the top 20 for sure.
Please. They probably won't get back in the rest of the season.
They probably won't be back in the top 20 for the rest of the season.
Yeah, unless they knock off Clemson and beat some other teams. Although Clemson got crushed this weekend, too. They looked awful.
Do you want to hear the LSU coach go on a rant after LSU lost
Brian
to USC?
Kelly went nuts.
Brian Kelly slamming the table. USC beat LSU 27-20 in the final seconds of the game.
Sure.
We had some guys played their butts off tonight, and we're sitting here again. We're sitting here again talking about the same things, about not finishing when you have an opponent in a position to put them away. But what we're doing on the sideline is feeling like the game's over. And I'm so angry about it that I got to do something about it. I'm not doing a good enough job as a coach.
He's right. Got to do something about it. That's why he's getting paid millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know?
The Miners, I figured out if the Miners were playing a good team, they could hang with them for a quarter. But after that, oh, man, does it ever go off the rails?
So this was a fascinating game.
This is a full-on mud stomping.
Well, let's just explain what happens. Okay, so UTEP is down 7-0 to Nebraska in Lincoln. Okay, there's 90,000 fans. They've got their, I don't know, it's like 367 consecutive sellouts, the most in the history of college football. And all of a sudden, UTEP has a fourth down stop. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Turnover on downs.
Right, Nebraska turns the ball over to them. And then before you know it, UTEP wins. They go up and down the field in like 3 or 4 plays. They get a long touchdown pass.
The one where there are two guys that had their hands all over him, but he still managed to leave them behind and score the touchdown.
Yes, Cam Miller.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, we're tied at 7. And you could tell Nebraska, the fans, were stunned. Like they didn't know what hit them. It was wild to see this.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And then on the next drive, Nebraska takes the ball down, and as it looks like they're getting ready to score, they fumble, and the Miners get the ball like inside their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, so you recover a fumble. If you're the Miners and you're inside the 5-yard line, the other team's probably scoring 2 points.
Right, well.
Which is exactly what happened.
So, and the funny thing is that when that safety happened, all the momentum UTEP had at that point.
Wind went right out of the sails.
Gone. And they never recovered.
And it's like Nebraska remembered, who they were up
how to play
against
football.
Who they were playing. So Nebraska final 40-7.
Yeah. Do you think there's something to that comment about feeling on the sidelines like the game is over? Something about the motivation to keep going.
Oh, not a UTEP. But I'll say this. It wasn't like they gave up when they were getting beat either. I mean, they were playing, they were trying. It wasn't like this. I've seen UTEP games where they've packed it in the third quarter, and you watch them and you're like, oh my God, why are we even on the field?
This is all new coach, so you're hoping the story is going to be
100%,
different.
100%. And this team fought, until the end. But again, 40-7 final score.
The spread was 29.5.
27.5.
27.5. Yeah. The Miners could not even cover the score. No. I've said if you took a certain amount of money and bet it every week on the Miners not to cover, you'd probably be pretty wealthy if you did that every week.
Well, especially in games like this. Yeah, against the Power 4 opponents.
And by the way, Nebraska's not one of the best teams in the country. They're not even ranked.
But I do think they'll beat Colorado this weekend. That is one of those games I don't expect. Did you watch Colorado escape against North Dakota State?
Was that on Thursday?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that Nebraska. I like the freshman quarterback. I like Dylan Riola.
Yeah,
he looked good.
Sure.
They've got big, tall receivers. They're massive. That was the one thing about Nebraska I noticed. They're so large on the front.
Anytime,
the lines.
Here's the thing: unless you've been down on the field, when the Miners are playing a big college team, is that they're gargantuans compared to our guys. Our guys might be kind, a little big and beefy, some of them, but these guys are colossal compared to them.
Weren't you on the field years ago in Norman when they played Oklahoma? You were like next to Jim Ross, and and I remember you were talking about just how large the Sooners looked when you were on the sideline.
So the teams that we play, if you're getting into a Nebraska or a Texas or an A&M, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, and they're probably more talented. It's not a mystery why the Miners don't win, because we're none of those things in most of the matchups. There really should be like a lower, I know there is, like a lower division, but we don't belong out there on the field with these teams like Nebraska or Alabama. Can't imagine if it were Alabama or...
Well, it's going to be Tennessee later in the season because they're going in November.
I mean, I'm not saying withdraw and don't have a football program and all, because that affects the other sports at UTEP. But
of course,
we're not in the same class as these, and this isn't even an elite team, Nebraska.
No, it's not. But look. Okay, let me just put this as last. I'll use last year as an example. Okay, New Mexico State got paid $2 million to go up to Auburn and beat the Tigers.
Sure.
Okay, so you collect.
Glad to have the money.
You collect a $2 million check, and you knock off a team that everybody thought was going to destroy you. So it happens.
Yeah, but you can't give a UTEP example. How many years would you have to go back to?
It's
UTEP
never happened. It's never
a payday game.
They've never happened. It's never happened.
Never happened.
They've never defeated a Power 4 opponent. Okay, so that's never happened. Unfortunately for UTEP. They'll get another chance later this year against Tennessee, but we all know that the chances of them coming out a winner is slim to none, or none to none. But it's okay. Look, here's the thing, guys. They've got a home game this Saturday. It's Southern Utah, FCS, meaning they're a level below UTEP. Get that?
Where we should really be.
Well, we'll see what happens Saturday. Because if the Miners go and they win convincingly against Southern Utah, then at least you have a better idea of where this team is. Like
we can beat teams that are literally in a lower division than we are, right?
Why are you poo-pooing them so much?
Just being realistic. I mean, everybody...
This is a team from your city.
Yeah, I know.
It's your team.
But I've watched them for 30 years in a row. I don't think... Steve, I'm not saying anything wrong, am I?
Yeah, why can't you just be... happy and delusional like most people.
Go Miners.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me say this.
You only lost by 43 points.
Let me say this, though, okay? We really didn't learn anything Saturday. And I said this, I put a tweet out. I'm like, I don't have any idea after this Nebraska game what UTEP is going to do the next 11 games this season. I don't know that. I need to see more. So I need to see Southern Utah Saturday. I want to see Colorado State. I want to see Liberty. Those are the games that will give me a better indication about what UTEP can do this season.
Buster. Hello, Buster.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Steve. I have a question for you.
Hi, Buster.
Abilene Christian University is a school that gave us our current basketball coach.
Correct.
Went up to Lubbock and installed an air raid offense and came within a point of beating Texas Tech, 52-51
in overtime.
Is that basically what UTEP tried to do?
No, serious. He's serious. Yes, that offense that Abilene Christian is running is the model for UTEP. You know, they want to go up and down the field. They want to have an offense that runs plays every 10 seconds and can score points.
Wait, I got my wires confused. Are we talking football or basketball?
Football.
Here?
Abilene Christian played Texas Tech in Lubbock, like Buster said, this weekend. Okay. They took them to overtime, and they lost by a point in overtime in Lubbock. So they nearly upset Texas Tech, which would have been a huge shock to start the season.
Yeah, sure it would have been.
So he's right.
And they were playing the same. What's the new coach's name? I'm totally drawing a blank.
Scotty Walden.
Scotty Walden. He was at Austin Peay.
No, yeah. No, this is what Buster is saying it's a similar style. It's a fast-paced, up-tempo offense that's designed to get to make a play, jump up to the line of scrimmage, run another play, get back to the line of scrimmage. Keep doing that. In other words, like when
keep them off balance.
When they scored against Nebraska, the defense for Nebraska had no idea what just happened. Like that, because the offense was so fast moving and they were completing run, pass, run, and then the touchdown. And then all of a sudden you look at Nebraska and they were shell-shocked.
Yeah, but
that's the idea. That's the
then
concept.
The Miners kind of disappeared for the rest of the game.
And that's the problem is that their defense was on the field the majority of the game, got worn down by Nebraska's massive offensive line and playmakers. And when the offense for UTEP is not scoring points and staying on the field, the downside is you're asking your defense to play 2/3 of a football game, which is tough.
They did. They played 2/3 of that football game. Also, the first half seemed to last 2 hours. I don't know why that was, but it was just the longest half I've seen in a long, long time.
Correct.
What's up, you guys? It's Wrestler Guy. Hope you guys had an awesome 3-day weekend.
Thanks, Wrestler Guy.
To me, honestly, was not long of enough weekend. Anyway, you guys are talking about the UTEP-Nebraska game, but my question is, and this goes for Cappy, what's your guys' opinion on the New Mexico State Aggies?
Oof.
And how do you think they're going to look this season, considering how they played on Saturday at home?
Yeah, they were lucky.
Have a good one.
Thanks. They were lucky to beat Southeast Missouri. I mean, that went right down to the wire. They won 23-16, but that was not an easy game. They were in trouble in that one until late in the fourth.
Hey, I know you got a meeting. One more call?
Sure. But let me say this about the Aggies, okay? They lost their head coach. They lost their coordinators. They lost their players. Like, they all went to Vanderbilt, basically. Half the team transferred to Vanderbilt. So you're dealing with quarterbacks that aren't nearly as good. They're a run-oriented offense. So if you watch the game, they ran the ball well. They couldn't pass, and they struggled. They struggled to beat a below-average FCS team. That is a scary sign. And by the way, everybody in Conference
USA
struggled.
It would be like Nebraska losing to UTEP.
Yeah. Everybody struggled this past weekend in Conference USA. So if there's one silver lining for UTEP, the league does not, at least through the first week, does not appear to be any good. So now all of a sudden, if you're an average team, you might be able to win 7 games and go to a bowl.
Wow, you know how to get the fans excited.
Well, listen,
we're in a really crappy
sometimes you got to be the best of the crap, don't you?
Yeah.
That's just what it comes down to.
That's our goal.
Well,
what's up, Mojo? Hey, Buzz. Hey, Cappy. Cappy. I thought I would never live to see the day that Cowboys, the 2.5-point underdog against the Browns this weekend. What's the world coming to? Richest franchise in team sports in the world, baby. Bring it on.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one, too, when the NFL kicks off Thursday and we have the Cowboys and the Browns this weekend. And, yeah, Cowboys underdogs. It is an interesting storyline to keep an eye on. Cleveland, there's a lot of question marks with that team. And will Deshaun Watson ever return to form and be like he was in Houston? Or will he be a bust like he's been because he's been hurt the last couple of years with Cleveland? CeeDee Lamb is back, but he hasn't had the whole preseason. So what kind of an impact will he have? The Cowboys, Zeke is back, and they also have a Rico Dowdle. That's their running game. So I can understand why they're road dogs to start the season in Cleveland. But, I mean, remember, you get 3 points for being the home team. And Cleveland is a 2.5-point favorite. So that basically means it's almost like a pick'em when you take the home field away. And, Cowboy fans are expecting a win to start the year. And Tom Brady is making his debut this weekend. And we'll have it for you, of course, on 95.5 The Q.
As the play-by-play or
analyst?
Analyst?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Brady will not be doing play-by-play, but Brady will be doing color. So that's the storyline.
We're going to see how he is.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait. And by the way, have you noticed something? Bill Belichick is good as a broadcaster.
Bill Belichick has got a 23-year-old girlfriend. Have you talked about that at all?
A little
bit. Like a cheerleader girlfriend, and he's, 70 probably?
Early 70s.
You sound jealous.
I don't mean to.
Would you like
I don't
a college?
mean to sound that way.
Would you like Would you like to be dating a cheerleader just removed from college?
No, dude, that'd be too weird. And he's like 20 years older than I am.
Yes, that's right.
Now, that's just, at some point you get the icks.
But you're talking about it as if you're impressed.
Oh, I got my granddaughter that blouse.
Honey, I need you to go to Kohl's with me. You're about the size of my granddaughters. I want to get a good measurement. Finally, Patrick Mahomes, ahead of his first outing of the season, was talking about the Chiefs fans. He also said that Taylor is learning the game, Taylor Swift, that is, and it has even drawn up a few plays.
Wow.
I think it's been cool to see.
We talked about this earlier. Has there ever been a moment where you see a guy and then you hear his voice and the voice does not match up with what you expected to come at all?
You think Patrick Mahomes sounds like a Muppet?
He
don't
sounds
you?
like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I think it's been cool to see the girl.
It's been cool to see Miss Piggy and all the other games.
I think it's been cool to see the girls and the women that have really embraced watching football. And I know being a girl dad, how cool it is for me.
Yeah.
I mean, to see like these little girls, these daughters, and how much they're loving and spending time with their dad watching football, and then meeting Taylor and realize how genuine and cool she is. She's really interested in football, and she asks a lot of great questions. She's already drawing up plays, so we might have to put one in.
All right, so there you go. They might might put. What would that sound like? A play drawn up by Taylor Swift.
Okay, Travis, you go out long, dance your way upfield like Taylor does on stage, and hold your arm out like you have a microphone and pretend you're singing Shake It Off. An offensive lineman, you get into your backup dancer poses, the ones you do on Cruel Summer, and fake out the defense with a Taylor Swift dance move. I'll toss the ball to Travis, and he'll score a touchdown and drop the mic. Ready? Great.
There it goes. Thank you, Cappy.
All right.
Music news, concert updates, song and album factoids, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
All Edge and Edge High Mile rollback at Walmart. Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman personal injury lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Do you know what day it is?
It's Tuesday here. What day is it there?
Day after Labor Day.
You know what that means?
Please, tell me.
It's Telephone Tuesday.
Huh. Didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Oh my God, who do we have to thank for this? Alexander Graham Bell, inventor of the telephone.
Who you gonna call?
Who you gonna call?
Happy Telephone Tuesday.
It's showtime.
Hello. Today is Telephone Tuesday. They say there's a clear spike in telephone calls to businesses and organizations the day after Labor Day. The high number of calls are partly due to unmanned telephones during the long weekend. Yeah, but Labor Day is not the only 3-day weekend we have. Also, a lot of schools are opening after Labor Day. So that's Telephone Tuesday. It's supposed to be the most telephone calls made. All right, Nico, I'm going to get to the Mo Show calendar and tell you what else is going on for this glorious day. Did you have something you wanted to bring up?
I have some news nugs if you want them or not.
You ready?
Yeah.
Like right now, you could do them.
Ciao, man.
Yeah.
Nico's news.
Ciao, man. It's not really news.
Nice transition there. You're like a real DJ.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
You know,
means a lot coming from you.
You know, somebody at the remote I had at National Furniture Liquidators, which is not the NFL, whoever sent me that remote, by the way.
You thought you were going to the NFL
or
and it
some
turned out
type
to
of
be
NFL-related event. Yeah.
Hey, you get to go to the NFL this weekend.
Yeah.
National Furniture Liquidators. Bring a guest.
One of the employees came outside and looked at me and was like, "Hey, are you a DJ?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
You didn't know how to answer.
Am I?
No. Technically.
Well, what were they asking?
That's it. Are you one of the DJs? And then something about, why don't you guys have bumper stickers anymore?
God, every remote.
Yeah, everywhere.
Honestly.
Who knew?
If people would actually put them on their car, it would be worth it just for the advertising.
All right. First up in News Nugs.
News nugs.
So there was a man found frozen in a cave in Pennsylvania.
Mystery.
50 long years ago.
Wait, he was found in the cave 50 years ago?
Yes. Found frozen in the cave 50 years ago.
This is news?
The man has finally been identified by the Berks County Coroner's Office.
All right.
Grubb. So the man has been identified as Nicholas Paul Grubb, who was a 27-year-old. Grubb has been
50 years ago.
50 years ago. He has long been known as the Pinnacle Man, a moniker that referenced the Appalachian mountain peak near where two hikers discovered his body on January 16th, 1977. An autopsy at the time determined no signs of foul play, and authorities had ruled he died of a drug overdose.
Like he just went into a cave to do drugs, and
He went climbing up basically a mountain 50 years ago in the 70s, did some drugs,
and died
in the cave, froze. These hikers found him, and nobody was able to figure out who he was.
And they finally figured it out. How?
They finally were able to figure out because of DNA evidence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But in August, his body was exhumed after dental records linked him to 2 missing persons cases.
Meaning, like he might have committed murder.
Potential.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting? Well, the DNA samples didn't match either of the missing persons cases, but it did
So
identify
he was just
him.
a guy who went in a cave, did drugs, and died.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, give me another story.
All right.
Kind of a downer.
Why?
Well, I guess he died doing what he loved.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Paraguay.
Paraguay.
Oh, my God.
Hey, listen to me. Say it like this. Paraguay.
Paraguay?
Yeah.
Well, they're instituting a new sex ed curriculum. But a copy of the curriculum, which has been obtained by Associated Press, says that it's doing things like this: promoting abstinence, explaining sex as God's invention for married people.
Oh, so like Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas and Nebraska. You know.
And it warns against condom use because they deem condoms ineffective.
Paraguay. Paraguay. That was a message that we got kind of through the side door. Condoms are ineffective and they break like 70% of the time or whatever. Like we were told,
don't use condoms because they don't work. That's the dumbest thing ever. If there's a slight chance that it works, that's better than nothing, right?
Nothing was supposed to make you feel safer about having premarital sex when I was
like nothing should make you feel any bit safe
that.
about this.
Yeah.
Like doing it once, you're gonna have a baby.
They
doing it twice, you get AIDS.
Listen, there are millions of Americans who don't want their school-age kids, even if they're a senior in high school, knowing, I guess, anything about sex other than what they're taught at home, which is probably not much.
Okay, but do you think sex is a health item or a religious item to be discussed?
See, primarily a health issue and a biology issue.
So if you care about your children's health, I think it's probably
if they got
important.
a shot, like what's the HPV they got a shot for now?
Gardasil.
Some religious parents won't get the HPV vaccine for the kids because, well, my kids are...
That's an excuse for sex.
That's an excuse for sex, right.
Oh, that's insane. Well, Paraguay already has the highest incidence of premarital sex and teenage sex. Or pregnant teenagers. So it's like the highest in the world. And they were like, we're going to do something to address it. We're going to start a sex ed program.
Yeah. And tell them the dangers of condoms.
Yes, exactly. How crazy is that?
That's kind of nuts.
And last but not least, sticking on the female health initiative, I found an interesting Reddit article of 79 opinions about the female body from people who definitely skipped women's anatomy class.
Okay. They could have made it 10 less and have 69, but they chose not to do that for some reason.
Scale it down to 69.
So I don't know if guys grow up and like just don't know about the female body.
Some guys
I was in
don't.
9th grade before I was 100% sure where the baby comes out of when it's going to be born. I wasn't not completely sure until I was in 9th grade.
But like, you know the difference between a vulva and the vagina, right?
And a vagina.
Well, a Volvo is a car that comes from Europe, and a vagina is... I don't know. I don't know what the vulva is.
Really? Oh, my God.
Isn't it that little dangly down thing in the back of your throat? Isn't that your vulva?
Uvula.
That's your uvula. Yeah. They're both interacted with in sex sometimes.
So the only talk we got about sex was in middle school from our gym teacher.
You?
The gym teacher was completely uncomfortable that this assignment fell to him. Not much. I don't think I came out of that knowing more than I did.
Did he tell you, don't have sex because you will get pregnant and you will die?
No. He just really seemed like he wanted to get it over with.
All right. One of the comments that I found particularly hilarious, a dude, I assume, wrote, I didn't know the labia didn't have any sort of mobility. I had this idea that when women go to pee, the lips would just open like a Demogorgon or a flower.
Yeah. That's
well, they do say it's like a flower.
I thought women had their periods forever. When my, so just guys basically saying
they don't know how periods work or how a vagina works.
Right.
Or where the G-spot is.
When my first period stopped, I assumed the neighbor's dog impregnated me when I pet him. For a month, I believed myself to be carrying a half-human dog baby.
Now this is a woman.
This is a woman. She said, this story is brought to you by Ontario Catholic Sex Ed in the 90s.
Okay. Got any others?
Buzz, did they tell you what periods were?
I'm more concerned about buzzes. This is more interesting.
Because I don't think Buzz knows how periods work either.
No, in fact, in 8th grade or 7th grade, whenever it was, they made the boys all go into one classroom and the girls all into a different one. So we didn't learn anything.
In the 8th grade. We did that in the 5th grade.
Well,
Oklahoma.
This country has strayed far away from God. That's true.
Every day we stray further from God.
Last study, last one but not least, recent studies have revealed that 72% of women fake their orgasms. Why do they do this? Because there's no such thing as the female orgasm.
That's somebody opined that.
Somebody opined, yeah.
Oh my God.
Nico's news, good. Child mind, it's not really news.
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights. Tonight at 7, we will rock the borderland with the best rock ever made and the best rock being made. Special guests, birthday and anniversary celebrations, and every night at 10,
chairs and bars now at National Furniture Liquidators.
Nobody beats Shorty.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
All right, I've got a true crime report standing by. Want to get into that right away. I don't want to be criticized about my lack of knowledge of the female anatomy. I'm not the only person who went to public schools in the United States.
Oh my God, the fact that you Googled Mons pubis in the break because we didn't.
Yeah, well.
You didn't know what a Mons pubis was?
Well, because he said, look up Mons Venus. And I was like, Mons Venus, that's not a real thing. And he was like, yes, it is. And then I Googled Mons Venus, and it's a world famous strip club in Tampa, Florida.
Hey, I know I'm older than most of your listeners. I'm older than any of you guys. I graduated high school, from Indiana in 1971. We had zero sex education. Absolutely nothing. I know, like Buzz was talking about, in middle school, they took the girls into another room and I guess told them about their periods and menses and so on. But as far as the guys, we got nothing.
Are you laughing at menses?
About sex.
Yeah, it's just that Tracy used the word menses.
Oh my God.
I don't know. That tickled me for some reason. Let's go back to it. But yeah, he's right. All the girls come with Coach
Lady
Linda,
Coach.
Or whatever. And off they go.
What did the boys learn at their thing?
Like I say, it was the track coach, and he did not really seem like it was something he wanted to do at all. Like he drew the short straw or whatever. You guys probably talked about menses.
Yes, we talked about our menses.
I remember there was a...
Hold on, let me play the rest of Tracy's call.
We got nothing.
Nothing.
We didn't learn a thing about sex in school other than what you heard from the older guys in class or the guys who were already getting some. So we knew nothing. Bye.
Yeah, what ends up happening is you just kind of learn things that your friends say. You have no idea if what they're saying is true or not.
Real great advice sometimes. Like, if she's on top, she can't get pregnant.
Yeah.
That's just
gravity. It's just gravity, right? I remember in our...
What did they teach you in the boys' one?
In our sex ed, they did stuff like they showed us this weird video about a boy who has nocturnal emissions.
Because if you don't know about that and it happens, it's a surprise.
It scares you a little.
Oh, yeah. Because you just had what people don't. I can tell you about this because I was a boy.
Because I was a boy.
If your body does not release, okay?
Sure, okay.
And I'm not talking about
Uh-huh.
blue balls.
Where are we going with this? Yeah.
Eventually, it will release itself, and it will do that as you're sleeping. And the dream that you have that goes along with it is BANANAS banana. It's like a crazy sex dream. Like it was. Most people don't experience that because they
half of people don't
clean but they clean the rifle. Men, you know what I mean?
The rifle?
Yeah, at least once a month. But if it builds up for a month, you have what is called a wet dream. And
it builds up.
And it's really embarrassing if it happens to your friend's house
to
while you're
any
having
of
a
this.
Does
sleepover.
that really happen?
Oh yeah.
Do not relate to this.
So if
I'm sure you, as a child, as a young boy, you didn't have
all that
nocturnal
means is
emission?
I did not.
You were smacking the dolphin from a very young age. Is all that means. I mean, that's
Anyway,
that's what I mean.
so
Crazy. It was like a hula girl, and Popeye was watching. It was the craziest dream you could
The
have had.
dream that Buzz remembers.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Right, and it was a sleepover. I was at my friend Dean Lackey's
It
house.
was at a sleepover?
I thought I peed the bed.
Oh my God.
The peeing the bed had never felt that good.
Oh my God.
So what you got to do to avoid wet dreams, choke that chicken.
Oh my God.
I know too much about you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
Well, I'm
besides
just
the
telling
video,
you that is a thing that happens about.
Yes, thank you for sharing.
I never knew that happened.
Besides the video about nocturnal emissions, there was also like a question basket, like where we could put in a question anonymously, and they would answer whatever we put in there.
And were you guys?
Okay,
Did anybody?
One guy.
What was the one question?
I think my friend Ryan put in. What's a golden shower? And then and our teachers were like older women, like Miss Mac and Miss Schlack and
Mac and Schlack.
We had Miss Mac and Miss Schlack. So
wait. Were they teachers or
they're teachers?
Henchmen. Mac Schlack,
get over here. They were teachers, but I remember them coming back the next day, and whoever was teaching the health class was like, all right, so we've talked to all of the teachers and done a poll, and we have all come to the consensus that a golden shower is like
we had to discuss
right,
it.
like they had a ceremony
They had
or
to like be like, how can we tell these kids what it is without getting in trouble with parents? Because then kids are going to go home. Hey, Mom, I learned about a golden shower.
Golden showers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tracy, I graduated in 1966, and there was no sex education at all in my high school. And this was in suburb of Colorado, and so really green behind the ears. All right. Good morning.
He just wanted to tell us that he was super green the first time he had
But he did it, so good for him.
Good job, man.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Actual crime stories from around the world, across the nation. This is your true crime report, and a true crime report that has been forestalled for many days. We were just too busy, like at the last part of the week. Oh boy, I better find out more about this. A sixth grader in Texas got suspended because his teacher isn't up on current slang.
Okay.
The sixth grader said that he wants to blow up, meaning get famous. The teacher thought he was threatening to blow up the school.
Yo, teach, I'm going to blow up someday.
This is in Colorado City, which is over there. You know, it's around Midland, around not too far from Lamesa. Repeating a popular meme, got a sixth grader at Colorado City Middle School escorted out of class, suspended, and accused of making a terroristic threat. Indicus Kunaloak Young is the student's name. He said, my main goal is to blow up. That's all I could get out before the teacher interrupted me. The full meme is, my main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know anybody. He says that he was talking about blowing up as an artist. He was immediately taken to the principal's office and suspended. The sixth grader claims that his teacher just didn't know slang. What do you think about that?
Get with the times. Wait, I don't know.
Well, maybe they should and they might do it. I know, hey, at the beginning of the season, you guys, there's going to be some new slang you might be hearing.
Here are some terms you may hear in your
Brat
classroom.
Summer.
No, it's Rat Boy Summer.
Rat boy.
Rat boyfriend.
Yeah, Rat Boy
Rodent
Summer.
boyfriend summer.
Just kind of go over some of the new slang.
Okay,
with them.
I know this is fun, but in seriousness, after Uvalde, can you blame teachers these days?
Right.
Just at any moment?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Sure, in retrospect. But if you hear somebody say blow up. Did you guys have bomb threats at your school?
Yes.
How many? In a school year? Half a dozen at mine.
Wow.
And they would make us all go outside, wait out, until every single time it turned out to be.
We had a code
false
system.
alarm.
So it was like code blues or something. And you had to shelter in place. And I remember having a lot of those.
We had a lot of those, yeah, for sure.
We had a lot of code blues.
At my middle school, we had a bomb threat.
I'm talking
Got
about
to go
bomb
home.
threats. Somebody calls in a bomb threat, have planted a bomb. They take the kids, they shut down the classes. I swear,
Everybody out.
some people do it just to get out of a test, I think.
Well, I don't think bomb threats are that common anymore.
Maybe not, but they were, 6 times a year.
Well, because you didn't have caller ID. You had a rotary phone.
A man in North Carolina got caught trafficking drugs after he fell asleep in his Tesla. Now, just to be clear here, the Tesla was driving itself. It was a self-driving Tesla. The police pulled over the 25-year-old man.
Wait, does the Tesla know it's being pulled over? If he was sleeping?
A guy in North Carolina was busted for drug trafficking after police pulled him over because he fell asleep behind the wheel of his self-driving car. Someone called the cops to report a white Tesla heading west on the highway. This was about 30 miles outside Raleigh, North Carolina. They said the guy behind the wheel looked like he was asleep. And they were right. Wait a second. The Teslas right now in 2024, you could program them and just go to sleep, and chances are it'll take care of the rest of the trip for you. Are we there? That's where we are.
Well, there's bugs to it. They don't work completely 100%
Well,
of the time.
police caught up with him on the highway and confirmed that he was sleeping. They blared their siren to get his attention. That didn't wake him up. So after about a mile, they got in front of him, not to sideswipe him or roll out
a pit maneuver
a pit maneuver or nothing like that. They got in front of him so that they could engage the autopilot sensors to make him stop. So I guess they figured out this is a Tesla. It's probably driving itself because that dude is out. So we're going to get in front of it, and maybe that'll wake him up. It did. They searched the man's car and found a ton, I don't know, probably not a literal ton, but they found a bunch of vape pens loaded with THC, ecstasy, and meth. Joanna, did you know they make meth vapes now?
I did not. No. But I guess
for when you
anything
really
is
hate your
possible.
teeth. A 25-year-old
That Heisenberg.
25-year-old Michael Goodman is facing charges for drug trafficking, drug possession, and reckless driving. But I can't get over that. It sounds like the car was driving itself. That's my takeaway from it.
That's amazing.
How long till I can do this?
Well, get a Tesla. You could do it now. Why don't you just get the Tesla? You could afford a Tesla.
What are those trucks? I know what the trucks look like now. A Cylon's helmet from the original Battlestar Galactica. not the one with Edward James Olmos. The old one from the 70s.
70s.
Yeah, Cybertrucks look like the Cylons from there. An Uber driver in Chicago is facing charges after throwing a brick at someone's house because they gave him a 1-star review. A 17-year-old kid ordered an Uber to take him to the mall on Friday. So I guess teenagers still go to the mall? Kind of weird.
Wow, good to know.
He said the driver seemed agitated, drove erratically, and took a longer route than necessary. For those reasons, the 17-year-old says he gave him a 1-star review. That was after he got dropped out. The next day, the Uber driver showed back up at his house. The mom went to the door because she didn't want to open it. She didn't know who this guy was. He claimed her son left something in his car and he wanted to return it. She refused to let him in, and that's when the Uber driver, according to the mom and the son, became aggressive. He started shouting about a 1-star review. He picked up a brick from their yard and threw it at their window. And he also threw it at their car. It doesn't say the window did crack and broke the frame. The car has a pretty significant dent in it. You want to hear a little bit of the police report?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
All right. Here's a 17-year-old rider and his mom.
I was just trying to make it to the mall. I was trying to get there within a certain time frame, and he had decided to take the longer way to the mall.
At the end of the day, somebody should have a right to a review. You know, it's opinion-based. Like, if you have a 1-star, you have a 1-star.
Yeah. Do you think you're kind of provoking a reaction if you give somebody a 1-star or a 0-star review? I mean, unless they really egregiously messed up.
Do you think of reviews as only supposed to be positive?
Well, look, if somebody does a good job, not even a great job, you get 5. If there was only a tiny, 3 is the lowest I'd give. Like, I would give most people a 5. If there was something wrong with the ride, I give them a 4. But I don't go lower than a 3.
What a wuss.
What?
Somebody who just doesn't want people to not like him.
Nobody ever came to throw a brick at my house because they didn't like it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying is you just insulted somebody who just dropped you off at your house.
You paid for them to do that.
They know where you live.
Yeah. You paid for them to do that, though. They weren't your friend.
That was a great episode of Black Mirror. The one where Bryce Dallas Howard keeps having her social media credit nosedive. Yeah, if you look up one,
a good one.
That's not a bad one to start with, in
yes.
fact. Watch Nosedive. Yeah, righty. Do I have one more story?
Do you?
A firefighter in Saskatchewan, so this is in Canada, got arrested for committing a string of arson attacks in which he set bales of hay on fire. Have you ever heard of this phenomenon before, that sometimes they find out like an arsonist either is a firefighter or works for the volunteer fire department, or it's somebody like in the firefighting industry?
You've made this reference before, and it's not a super common thing that happens.
Arson
might happen, but it's not a very common thing for it to be perpetuated by the firefighters.
I'm not saying it's common, but it's been in stories.
It's a trope. Yeah,
right,
sure.
It's been in stories before. They figured out who the serial arsonist was, and he worked for the fire department. You've definitely heard that story.
Here all along.
Here is the fire chief up in Saskatchewan, Justin Bast, talking about the fires that firefighter Logan Sieben is accused of setting.
It's a lot for volunteer department. A lot of the guys are leaving work. Most of the calls have been during work hours. So there again, that's taxing. We've had some instances where they've tried to light standing crop. It was a little bit green. It didn't burn. We've been very fortunate that the fires have been small.
So it was a good thing. So Minnesota.
It's Canada.
Oh, Canada.
I deal in crime and that kind of thing.
I owe my life of crime to the fact that I was a dropout.
Just last week, a guy pulled a knife on me. I could see it wasn't a real professional job. There was butter on it.
I can get away with it, like the crime of the century.
What was the man's crime, sir?
And his daring life of crime made him a legend in his time, east and west of the Rio Grande.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
Prices and participation combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. From the KLAQ studios in beautiful, sunny El Paso, Texas, this is the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
Jam it.
95.5 KLAQ El Paso, a Town Square media station.
Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football. We the ones with the good.
Let's talk about football. Not only the Cowboys, but also we've got the UTEP Miners game on KLAQ. Miners on Saturday, Cowboys season opener on Sunday. Because we're airing UTEP football, Ultimate Metallica will air in its entirety at a special time this Saturday from 4 to 6. That's not when you're used to hearing Ultimate Metallica, but because of the UTEP game, we're going to air 2 hours of Ultimate Metallica from 4 to 6 this Saturday. We'll join Loudwire Weekends in progress after the UTEP football broadcast. The UTEP Miners home opener is going to air this Saturday from the Sun Bowl, starting with the pregame show at 6 o'clock. And Sunday, we have the Cowboys on the air. Cowboys open their 2024 season in Cleveland on the road against the Browns. Our broadcast starts Sunday with the pregame show at 1:30. Dallas Cowboys football in the queue is brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, 915 Tours, and Border City Ale House. Border City Ale House, the home of the 600 ESPN El Paso Monday Night Football watch parties. So Thursday is going to be the first NFL game of the season. We already had a full slate of college games over the past couple of weeks. And, on Thursday, just 2 days away, the NFL season's back, guys. Woo! Yeah, you sound excited. I want to look at the weather because it rains so much. I can't remember the last time that it looked like there were bucketfuls of rain coming down in El Paso. I can remember 2006, and that was the case. But what do you think it's been since it rained that hard, Joanna, in El Paso? 5 or 6 years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Sounds
something like
right.
that. Taking a look at the El Paso weather. Let's go ahead and do that. And it's the Golfers Forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. It looks like the rain, for the most part, has moved out of the area. We're going to have mostly sunshine, but it has cooled things off. Our highs all this week are going to be in the mid to upper 80s. 84, the high temperature.
Oh. That's
20 degrees cooler than it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago anyway. For Wednesday, a lot of sunshine. We're seeing a little, there are no more than blips on the radar, though. There might be a scattered shower or two. But Wednesday, sunny, 88 for the high temperature. Sunny all weekend long. Look for lots of sunshine in the forecast. Cooling off to mid 80s and upper 80s. I give the whole week an A. Maybe even an A+. That's the Golfers Forecast. Brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com, or call them on the Pro Shop. At the Pro Shop, their number is 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. In the last hour when we were talking to Kaplowitz about sports, I should have let you know, Q Sports Shorts brought to you by Viva Auto Group.
Hey.
Viva Auto makes it happen. What's on TV tonight?
TV tonight.
I don't know why I used to use that all the time.
TV tonight.
The 21st season finale of The Bachelorette is on tonight at ABC.
Wow.
Haven't watched any of this. Don't know who it is.
The what season?
21st.
That's 20 too many.
Wow.
America's Got Talent quarterfinals tonight on NBC. And then a lot of game shows. We got Beat Shazam over on Fox. Have you guys heard of this one? The Quiz with Balls?
No.
What? No.
It's been on. This is the season finale. The Quiz with Balls season finale.
If I Google it, will I have to put safe search on?
Just see what it says. I don't know anything about it. And season finale, 19th season finale of Hard Knocks on HBO. I think they're doing the Chicago Bears, so really, save your time. They're probably going to be terrible. Did you find the Quiz with Balls?
Yep. 2 teams compete per episode, consisting of 5 members from a different immediate extended family. Try to win $100,000.
Yeah, what kind of balls?
6 giant number balls are placed at the top of a set of parallel ramps leading down the edge of a swimming pool. Okay, so if you get answers wrong, you get thrown into the pool of water.
Who throws you in?
I don't know.
Like, is there a chute or
you
something?
You fall? Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Huh.
When I was a kid, game shows only aired during the daytime because their real shows or their prestige shows aired at night. Now they just put game shows on at night now. Deadpool and Wolverine was number 1 at the box office again, and it just crossed the 600 million mark. That's just domestically. This is clearly going to be $1 billion movie before it's all said and done.
Oh, it already is. What do you mean?
Like if you add in the global box office. Let's go ahead and get to the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events. Find out what is happening. It's the day after Labor Day.
It's Tuesday today, everybody.
Tuesday, everybody.
Ugh.
Beginning of a new month. You want me to hit a few of the highlights of what's happening in the month of September?
September.
International Square Dancing Month. I took square dancing as an elective only because it was the first time they ever let us as students pick an elective, and I signed up for some.
Another one?
Whatever I signed up for, whatever it was, dominoes. I don't know. They had too many people that wanted to be in class, so they just arbitrarily put me in a square dancing class.
Okay, so we're gonna.
So I know how to swing my partner do-si-do.
We're gonna do a video.
Get down the middle and split for the dough.
And Joanna and Buzz will be square dancing with each other.
We'll be square dancing later on.
Alaman left.
Joanna knows how, apparently.
Have you ever square danced?
Who, me?
Yeah.
We did like the basics in our PE class.
Do you know how to do chicken in a bread pan pecking at dough? Okay. Well, then you don't know square dancing, I'm afraid.
I don't.
This is Head Lice Prevention Month. Nico is doing a great job as an example. You get your hair down to as little as possible, and the little mothers have no place to hide.
Oh, my God. Buzz. He's not that bald.
Yeah, he deprived them of their habitat. Good thinking, Nico.
You know what else? Sure, let's just lie on air about everything. I also have a 12-foot dong. All right, let's just say that. So, in case anybody was wondering.
You agree that your head would not be a welcoming environment for head lice, right?
Yes.
I have enough hair for head lice, okay?
No.
Yeah, everybody who comes up to me at the remotes is always like, why does Buzz lie so much about how much hair you have? And I'm like, because it's one of the few things he can zing me on. He really doesn't have much.
Really?
Yeah.
Today is Skyscraper Day, as well as Telephone Tuesday. Some celebrities having birthdays. Shaun White, the Olympic snowboarder known as the Flying Tomato,
which
is 38 today.
Weirdly, not the coolest name I think you could have as a skateboarder, but it really applies to him.
He's a snowboarder, dude.
Yeah.
He's the Flying Tomato.
The Flying Tomato.
Charlie Sheen. Who remembers when Charlie Sheen was dominating the news cycle, winning? Tigers blind. That was all PT. Pre-Trump.
Oh.
Up until Trump ran for president, that was the craziest thing most of us had ever seen. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
In a way, yeah.
Charlie Sheen is 59. Todd Lewis, lead singer for the Toadies, is 59.
People are asking how you could have picked square dancing for an elective when music is banned in your town.
Yeah, you know what? Because that's proof that you guys are full of it. We had a square dancing class, so we're not the town for Footloose. Todd Lewis, lead singer for the Toadies. You remember their big hit song? Possum Kingdom?
Oh, Possum Kingdom, yeah.
Todd Lewis, 59 today. And Al Jardine of the Beach Boys is celebrating a birthday. He's 82.
Whoa.
This date in history, it was 29 years ago in 1995 that eBay was founded. Kind of an interesting backstory here. eBay was founded by a guy named Pierre Omidyar.
Pierre.
Yes.
Omidyar.
And he started eBay because his fiancée couldn't find a Pez dispenser to complete her collection. So he started a buyer and seller online space called eBay.
That's
That
very
is
sweet.
So romantic.
I love you so much.
Let me get you this Pez dispenser. You're
I got it.
missing, my love. Oh my God, that's so cute.
My girlfriend has a deputy dog and my gilly gorilla, but she does
But
not
she
have the
lacks the Garfield.
She does not have Cindy, the girlfriend of Yogi Bear.
That is cute.
Yeah. Well, next time you're on eBay, just think it all started over Pez dispensers.
beautiful
It started
love
over
story.
love.
Look at Buzz. Yeah.
Disgusting. Gross me out. It is Waffle Week, the first week of September.
Ooh,
Now, are you
waffles.
sure about that? You don't want to waffle on the issue.
Waffles are a special treat. Like, you can get pancakes anytime, but
Right.
take the time to get waffles, and then the butter and the syrup
Oh,
gets in
and
those tiny
they
little
get in those
cubes.
little squares.
It's just the
That's
best,
so cool.
And your cracks.
Badass.
The first week of September pays tribute to a staple of breakfast across the world, the waffle. So why not go online and research some unique, great tasting recipes? But no matter what, whatever you do not Google blue waffle. You will regret it. And you'll hate waffles forever. Remember, we're telling you not to do it. You've been warned. This isn't some reverse strategy to get you to do it.
really
we
should not.
beg you, do not Google blue waffle.
God, don't
Thank
do
you
it.
and enjoy Waffle Week.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Led Zeppelin to Soundgarden.
For every boy's game. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers. At GVILaw.com.
Did you watch the big matchup yesterday?
Which one?
You know, the big one. The one everybody was talking about. The one everybody's talking about today.
Football?
Chestnut. Kobayashi.
That's right.
Unfinished beef.
I was on Netflix
Unfinished beef.
and they said it was going to be live on Netflix, but it looked like it had already been recorded. So did you watch it live or
I didn't watch any of it.
Oh, you didn't?
have you guys seen Kobayashi? He looks like a girl, like a pretty girl.
I think the thing that surprises most people is like he was the Babe Ruth of competitive eating, and he's a skinny dude, and
he's tucking it in.
You think? I wouldn't call Joey Chestnut thin, but for somebody who eats that, competitive eater. But I'll have a one of.
Pretty.
Right? Doesn't he look like a
He's pretty.
like somebody who
That Kobayashi's been famous for like 30 years. He's got to be 50 or something.
Yeah, but he gets facials.
He's 40.
Here is something they had up on loudwire.com, and I took their findings and wrote an article about it. They came up with the Big Four. There's a Big Four of heavy metal.
Okay, let me see if I could do it. Metallica?
Yeah, they're there. You know what? There's always one I get wrong.
Judas Priest?
No.
Metallica? God, I
Lamb
always...
of God?
No.
I always get one off also. It's Metallica, Slayer.
Iron Maiden? Is it Iron Maiden?
No.
Oh, you know who it is?
No. I don't think it's Iron Maiden.
What's
See?
Oh,
Megadeth.
I feel like
who the hell? I always never get the last one.
I can picture them.
I feel like I'm in good company.
They did.
You guys are just as dumb as me.
They did. No, we got 3 out of 4, dude. You didn't get any.
I got 1.
Who is that?
Okay. All right.
Anthrax.
Anthrax.
Nico!
He looked it up.
I didn't look it up.
Okay.
Remember, I watched. I watched. Who was the lead singer for, or the drummer for it, or the guitarist
for who?
For which one?
For Anthrax. He was on Surreal Life.
Scott Ian.
Scott Ian, yeah.
But Loudwire loves to do this sort of thing. So they talk about the big 4 bands for boomers. And that's not my generation. I'm willing to let the Beatles. That's
the Big Bopper.
Here you go. The Beatles.
The Big Bopper.
That's a gimme.
Okay. Rolling Stones.
Yeah, the Rolling Stones are in there. Who else?
For who again?
Boomers.
Beach Boys.
No. Here's how. I don't want people to get confused. So they have the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, and Eagles.
Ooh,
by the way,
Eagles.
it's not the Eagles. The name of the band is Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Eagles. Is how you would introduce them correctly on stage.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, your TV show Wings, as opposed to The Wings.
Okay. An odd example, but I think Eagles might be the only kind of controversial pick there, because in the movie Big Lebowski, he hates the Eagles. I like the Eagles.
I just hate Don Henley.
But then it gets into what are the big 4 of boomer of Gen X.
So that would be your era.
Yeah, so this would be my era. And here's what they came up with.
AC/DC, because it's your favorite.
Aerosmith.
Okay.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
And Guns N' Roses.
Would you agree with all 4 of those?
Yeah. I feel like Aerosmith really had already been around since the 70s, and AC/DC had been around since like 71. I think the Eagles first formed in 70.
Okay.
And AC/DC in 71. And Van Halen was really top of the mountain in my high school.
In like the 80s.
Yeah, like in the 80s. And Guns N' Roses really hit the scene big when they came out. I would almost move out Aerosmith. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but that was kind of like my older cousin's music. They might have been into Aerosmith.
Is Wings a band too?
Wings is a band. It was Paul McCartney's band after the Beatles.
Oh, put them in there.
No, you're not even paying attention to what we're doing. We're doing.
Oh, just put them in there.
We're doing Gen X.
Yeah.
All right. So for Gen X, they've got AC/DC, Aerosmith, Van Halen, and Guns N' Roses. Aerosmith, and I guess by that same definition, AC/DC was really kind of like slightly older than us. So I would make room for, and hear me out here, okay?
Okay.
Motley Crue. I don't think it could be understated how big a deal Motley Crue was.
Okay.
And Metallica. Metallica had their first album like in 81 or 82. And by the end of the decade,
you were listening to Metallica?
No, I wasn't.
No.
That was still kind of on the fringe of it. You know, it was a pretty extreme band to be a fan of.
Sure.
So I think maybe I
Especially when
drop
you're-
ACD. And I hate to drop AC/DC for anybody, but, you know, because I do love them. Aerosmith out and replaced by either Motley Crue or Metallica. Joanna, any thoughts here?
That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't say anything about Crosby, Still and Nash or something.
I think those Loudwire guys came back and did like the big 4 of boomer folk rock, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young were on that list.
They were.
Yeah.
What about the Traveling Wilburys? Were they already?
I love the Traveling Wilburys. No, it was basically a retirement project for Tom Petty and Bob Dylan and George Harrison. I love the two albums that the Traveling Wilburys put out.
What about Cream?
Cream is from the 60s, dude. It was an Eric Clapton band project. What are you just picking out the names of bands and you want me to tell you a little bit about them?
I have a list of supergroups.
Long. Oh, it's a list of, I should have recognized the pattern there. Traveling Wilburys and Cream were supergroups. Anybody else?
Temple of the Dog.
That's Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell. And some of the other guys, just the who's who of grunge in the 1990s out of Seattle.
Them Crooked Vultures.
Sammy Hagar got together with a couple of other, I think the drummer maybe, or the bass player from...
This says Nirvana, Dave Grohl, Josh Homme, and Paul Jones.
Who? That's them Crooked Vultures?
Yeah.
I could have sworn Sammy Hagar was in a group that was like that. He is, but it's a different one. So who is it?
It is Dave Grohl, Josh Homme, and John Paul Jones.
Homme.
Is it Josh Homme?
Yeah, because
from Queens of the Stone Age?
Because I'd always get corrected by Lisa. Josh Homme is how she would say it. Who else is on there?
Crosby, Stills, and Nash, which I didn't know was a supergroup.
Yeah. Because Crosby, Stills, Nash, they were all famous in their own right.
Blind Faith.
Uh-huh. That's another Eric Clapton deal.
Mad Season.
I don't know about them.
It's Mike McCready from Pearl Jam, Elaine Staley from Alice in Chains, Barrett Martin from Screaming Trees, and John Baker Saunders from The Walkabouts.
Why are you on supergroups?
The Highwaymen.
Here you go. Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, and Waylon Jennings.
Oh, that sounds super cool.
Oh, I just started watching Monk over again, and there's an episode where Willie Nelson is accused of murdering his tour manager.
The real Willie Nelson?
The real Willie Nelson is in the episode of Monk the entire time.
That one episode.
And they're like...
Is he finally exonerated?
Yeah, finally. But the whole time they're like, the redheaded stranger. I'm like, who is this redheaded stranger you keep talking about? Willie Nelson is gray-haired.
My heroes have always been cowboys. So, Joey Chestnut not only won the $100,000, he got bragging rights and a new world record. Competitive eaters Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi went head-to-head yesterday. It doesn't say anything about it being pre-recorded. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I think it was live. I just didn't know what time in the day it happened. So for the rules, I don't think they were allowed to
dunk the buns. Joey Chestnut set a new record, beating the record held by himself and the $100,000 prize. Unlike the Nathan's 4th of July event, this one was indoors, had show lighting. I got to tell you, it probably looked more disgusting than usual. But, it wasn't close. Chestnut really, really out-hot dog Kobayashi.
With a total score of 83 hot dogs eaten.
So Derek Terry sent us an email saying, isn't 83 hot dogs like 40 feet of wiener? I was like, yeah, he ate 40 feet of wiener.
You can tell that this is not to be taken seriously because Rob Riggle is announcing. It's Rob Riggle announcing the results.
Of 83 hot dogs eaten. The winner of the first ever Netflix unfinished beef hot dog competition and new world record holder, it's Joey Chestnut.
I think Kobayashi finished with 67, 68, something like that, but Joey Chestnut had 83 hot dogs.
He sounds like the announcer from boxing or like a wrestling match. What's the guy's name from boxing?
Michael Buffer?
Michael Buffer, yeah. That sounded like Rob Riggle's best Michael Buffer impression.
Hot dog!
Hot dog!
Hot dog! Hot diggity dog! Now we got ears, it's time for cheers.
Joey Chestnut is the undisputed champion of eating hot dogs.
Hot dog, hot diggity
Congratulations to him.
Yes, another first world problem explained to a third world citizen.
These may
makes no sense.
Hey, I just got back from the county fair. Man, have you ever seen a hot dog eating contest?
No, what is this you speak up?
Oh, it's awesome. These competitive eaters, they can eat like 69 hot dogs in just a couple minutes, and then they compete around the country. Do you have anything like that?
Sometimes we are challenged to see how long we can go without food.
Well, you're lucky because, at least you won't end up with a big bloated belly.
Actually, we still get the bloated bellies.
How? Now I'm confused.
Because you are completely ignorant.
What?
Choofly!
It's another first world problem explained to a third world citizen.
This makes no sense.
Well, that's it. Show's over.
What? We just started.
Yeah, well, the show's over.
That's the end.
That's not the end.
Why, yes, it is.
Right, that's the end.
And that's the end. That's the end.
The morning show will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Now,